Hey, what shirt is that?
Billy Strings.
Oh, you like Billy Strings?
Yeah,
never talk about him.
I mean, I don't talk about him. You guys bring him up.
Is it this shirt, Hank? This is NFL.
That's the NFL.
Oh, you like football?
Love
Yeah,
football.
we do.
Do a whole
I love
podcast
football.
about it.
Well, I don't always love football.
You do a podcast about Billy Strings pretty much.
Do I?
Yeah.
On today's Pardon My Take, Week 3 in the NFL, we're going to talk about every game from Sunday. We got a lot. Some more upsets. Andy Dalton.
The Vikings.
The Vikings are 3-0. Geno Smith and Sam Darnold are 3-0. Huh? We got Who's Back of the Week. We'll do a little Monday night preview. PFT is going to be in the house in Cincinnati and talk Jags Bills. And it's all brought to you by our friends at DraftKings. TD Tutty taking it to the house in for 6. Whatever you call a touchdown, one thing's for sure, touchdowns matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. On the ground, in the air, from the special teams or defense, we don't care how they score them. We want to bet on touchdowns, and DraftKings Sportsbook is delivering. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like picking a player to score a touchdown or how many TDs will be in a game. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick, ready to do a touchdown dance of your own. New DraftKings customers, bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook, the number one place to bet touchdowns. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE, that's code TAKE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take, presented by DraftKings. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Use code TAKE. That's code TAKE for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Today is Monday, September 23rd, Week 3. What?
Tick, rumbling, stumbling, bumbling.
Not gonna get him. We start in Minnesota, where it's time to give this defense their Flores, as Camus, are you? Camus had an interception, and C.J. Stroud looked greener than he had in previous weeks as Jonathan added 3 sacks. Uncle Sam Darnold beat the Texans like it was the Civil War all over again, throwing 4 touchdowns on the way to a 3-0 start. The Vikings 34, the Texans 7.
What? Down to Nashville, where Malik Dontrell Willis gave the Titans a high leg kick as his fastball was on all Sunday. Rahm Emanuel Wilson used all his fingers to haul in a touchdown, and Jair Alexander dropped his truck nuts on Will Levis as he scored a super chill pick 6. Brian Tommy Callahan got the brake pads beaten off him, and the Titans fall to 0-3. The Packers 30, the Titans 14.
Stick it in the AFC South, where DJ Please Sir, I Want Some More held his porridge bowl out but had to go to bed hungry. Jonathan Taylor Swift said, I'm feeling 22, as in 2 touchdowns as he gashed the Chicago defense in the second half. Unfortunately, a black hole has been created on the Bears offense as they have Shane Waldron Collider on the sideline, where brain cells fire at each other at millions of miles per hour and nothing ever happens. Remember, hey Teej, remember when Hank thought the world was going to explode?
It did.
The Waldron Collider?
In 2016, the world ended. Boom.
The Shane Waldron Collider?
Living in a simulation.
Colts 21, Bears 16.
Over to Pittsburgh, where the Steelers looked at the Chargers and said, did your defense stop working when Joey Bosa broke down? You're still here for 30 years. You can't cover Calvin Austin. With 2 sacks on the day, Nick, her big justice, said, that's a boom. And another boom.
You're absolutely right, boom.
As Mike Tomlin said, I can't tell you what's in these chicken bakes. If I did, you might give it a doom.
Doom.
The Steelers 20, Chargers 10.
We head down to New Orleans with our reporter Max Delenti on the sidelines. Max.
We head over to New Orleans as Eagles fans were asking, hey Siri, Ani, do you think you'll ever make the right decision on 4th down?
That's
Who's
laugh track.
That was trying to get Siri going.
That was Siri Ani getting involved. We finally had the arrival of Jalen Carter as he was forcing close encounters with the quarterback all day.
Are you trying to talk in a British accent, Max?
No. This is boom. Speaking of which, Playboy Derek Carty was seeing plenty of Dean, as Nakobe was flying all over the field. But in the end, it was once again Saquon Tony Starkley that was saying, "I am the gridiron man," while carrying the Eagles to their second win. Eagles 15, Saints 12.
That's great.
Great job, Boom. Out west in the late slate, Dave Canella said, "I like sex and candy." Dalton, as the Panthers' new quarterback, had a throwback performance, shooting the red rifle to 300 yards and 3 TDs. Gardner, just for Minshew, died, and I'm not talking about his beard, as the Raiders' offense sputtered all day. Chubba, old Mother Hubbard, went to his cupboard to give Dave Tepper a bone. We're not talking about sex, Dave Canales, you freak. The Panthers won a game.
Huh? The Panthers? The Carolina Panthers won a football game?
Panthers 36. The Raiders 22.
Down to Dallas, where Kendrick Lamar Jackson said, Dak, I'ma fuck him up. Dear Jerry's girl, I'm sorry your father's not active inside your world. See, Diddy Lamb looked like his hands were covered with 1,000 bottles of lube out there. And Tractorcito, the Ravens avoided 0-3-0. Justin Tucker can't kick a field goal. Wears more necklaces than a Guido. Tractorcito got the ball running for the Ravens. The Ravens 28, the Cowboys 25.
Standing on the corner, Jameis Winston, Cuyahoga, such a fine sight to see. Aziz Ojulari, not Aziz Ansari, has Deshaun crying, me too, G's. Come on, Jameis, you gotta save us, 'cause the Browns are looking like a big anus. Giants 21, Browns 15, and that was your fastest 2 minutes, brought to you by our friends at Chevy. There's a reason we've never done a Mount Rushmore pickup trucks, and that's because, for pardon my take, there's only one pickup truck, the Chevy Silverado. Why is that? Silverado is a partner you can depend on. We've all spent time driving and using Silverado for all kinds of pardon my take jobs, adventures, and other shenanigans. Well, Silverado has been our ride for a cross-country trip to the Super Bowl. They've been with us for the biggest hole we dug in Ohio last Grit Week. They went out west with us last Grit Week this summer. We drove the Silverado. They're also a presenting sponsor of the Low Man Award. Silverado brings the grit, legendary grit, paired with modern truck tech, inside and out, massive screens, up to 8 cameras with 14 different views to help make driving, towing, and parking all easier. We love the bold, blacked out look of the new Silverado HD Trail Boss, so head on over to thechevy.com to build your own Silverado or Silverado HD and check out all the current offers on Silverado. Discover a world of strength and capability, all behind the wheel of our favorite truck, the Chevy Silverado. Okay, week 3 in the books. PFT. It was a crazy week 3. I think so. The big picture for me, before we get into all the games, is Sam Darnold's 3-0, Geno Smith's 3-0, and more than anything, this start of the 2024 season has just been a red blinking light of coaching matters a lot.
Yeah. It turns out that Minnesota might have one of the best coaches in the league.
Yes,
and I would also put McVay's performance this week right up there too.
Kitchen sink, which we'll get to. Yeah,
beat the lab.
But when you look around, and we will get to all of them, but like Sam Darnold's playing great ball, Malik Willis is playing great ball, Justin Fields is playing great ball. What's the difference? Oh, they coaching.
They have coaching.
Coaching.
They've got good coaching.
Guys who've been cast off and then coaching now. All right, so let's hop into it. Go through every game. We'll start with the Eagles 15, Saints 12. Huge win for the Eagles. This was a weird game because the Eagles on paper dominated this game. They moved the ball. They outgained them 460 to 219 yards. They just couldn't put the ball in the end zone, couldn't score points, pass up field goals. turnovers, but justice was served at the end in the fact that the Eagles, probably the right side, ended up winning with a Saquon Barkley 65-yard run and a Dallas Goedert 61-yard catch that brought him down to the goal line. So the Eagles are now 2-1. Nick Sirianni was probably the hottest seat it's ever been at halftime of this game, according to our good friend Max. And it felt like everything was crumbling, and now they're 2-1, and they could easily have been 3-0. And it's like, hey, we're good for a minute.
I would say that coaching matters a lot, and the Eagles should have won this game by a lot more than they did.
Correct.
So I'm hoping, I haven't talked to Max about this yet, but I'm hoping that Max doesn't let Sirianni off the hook.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to be let off the hook. They won the game, and they were the better team in this game, and the Saints offense did not look good.
Yeah, came back down to earth. I think so. Going into the fourth quarter, the Saints offense, Derek Carr was 8 for 15 for 59 yards. They were missing Taysom Hill.
Yep.
They also had an offensive line injury in the first quarter, but you can't make excuses for that because the Eagles on the other side, no A.J. Brown, lost Devontae Smith to a dirty play, and then lost Lane Johnson. So the Eagles were the grittier team. They deserved this win. And the Saints, maybe we crowned the whole like Derek Carr renaissance a little early. I do hope that the streak of no murders in New Orleans continues.
So it hasn't. I got some news about that. So it was up
18
to
days.
It was up to 19. It got up to 19 days, and so when the Saints were winning football games, there was peace on the streets of New Orleans. Ray Lewis taught us that.
Yeah.
That when the NFL is gone, you get this thing called violence.
Yeah.
And City of New Orleans was very happy with their Saints. They weren't killing each other. But then I looked into it a little bit more. It actually started the other way. So it's almost like the Saints feed off the city. And so
Chicken and the egg.
This was a game where there was a murder, I think, that happened on either Saturday or Sunday morning before the game, and then the Saints lose their first one. So it's like if you're a murderer or if you see a murder in the state of Louisiana, if you see somebody about to murder someone, step in and say, Sir, please don't do that. You're going to ruin it for the rest of us, and the Saints are going to lose.
Sir, do you know about the motion offense the Saints are doing this year?
Yes, sir.
Clint Kubiak has changed how Derek Carr's playing.
I like to think that Clint Kubiak is just a crime junkie, and he just refreshes like the news every morning.
Yeah.
He gets in a bad mood if he sees violence out there.
This
help Clint out.
This is the Kylie Jenner handing a Pepsi.
Yeah.
Instead, you're handing like a play call sheet to the murderer, being like, look at this.
Think about
snap motion.
Think about how excellent Derek Carr's looked in the first couple weeks.
Yeah.
Do you want to ruin that?
He didn't look great today.
He did not.
That also is credit to the Eagles defense. They were flying around. Looks like maybe the Vic Fangio defense is starting to take hold.
He didn't do the prevent, which, by the way, why is that the only time you pronounce it prevent and not prevent?
Prevent?
Yeah.
Prevent.
Prevent.
Yeah, prevent.
Prevent. It's not prevent defense.
It's prevent defense.
It's prevent defense, but I don't know. It's the only time we ever put that
prevent
weird inflection on it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, Max, will you let Nick Sirianni off the hook?
No, that was a horrible display of coaching from him today.
Thank you.
The first
Good
one
man.
made
Good
no
man.
sense because I don't.
Wait, first what, Max?
The first fourth down, go for it made zero sense because they would have had to use their last time out. The risk reward was to get one shot at the end zone from the 13
with 10 seconds left.
With 10 seconds left.
Yeah, it was stupid.
And it made whatever very dumb. And then the second one, I think it was just him being stubborn of like, oh yeah, I know everyone wants me to kick this field goal, but I'm just gonna go for it again because I'm Nick Sirianni and I don't really give a fuck what everyone else thinks. So no, it was really, 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 really bad coaching from him today.
There's something about Nick Sirianni too. I think it's just all the memes. Just when he does dumb shit,
he looks
just
real dumb.
Extra dumb.
He looks very, very dumb.
Right. Like there's some guys that can go under the radar. I mean, Dennis Allen's done a lot of dumb shit. We don't really even think about it.
Yeah, I don't think about Dennis Allen at all.
But Nick Sirianni, it's like he does something dumb and then and there's also the funny meme culture that started where Nick Sirianni does something dumb and it's like Nick Sirianni without Shane Steichen. It's a guy like standing next to a pizza oven.
Yeah.
It's Cooge doing a video.
I also think it's the video of Nick Sirianni being like, I know what I'm fucking doing.
Yeah.
That whenever he does something dumb, that gets brought up. It's like, I don't think you do.
It's the one where in the NFC Championship game, maybe, when he looked right in the camera, like got right up to the camera.
Yeah.
And did the point. That one fucking sucks.
Yeah, he's one of those guys when anytime he's absolutely certain about anything, the more confident he is, the more wrong he is.
Yeah.
That's kind of how it boils down with him. And then after the game, Max, What was going on with Big Dom? Big Dom was.
Oh, well,
he
you
had
needed
to-
Big Dom
he had
for
to get
Jalen Carter.
in front of Jalen Carter, right?
Well, Jalen Carter was an absolute beast today.
Yeah.
He was a game wrecker. That was the best game he's had as an Eagle. And he gets a little fired up. The Saints players are dirty. I guess he took that up with the fans.
Yeah.
And he didn't like it.
Yeah.
But it's okay. There's a little bit of fire in our defense. That's fine. CJ Gardner-Johnson was talking all the shit.
Would you
Revenge
like to
game.
disavow for our good friend Derek Carr, guest of the
I'm not
program, recurring guest?
I'm gonna let CJ.
That was a very
shit.
mean thing that he said.
What did he say to Derek
said-
Carr? No.
No, he said afterwards in the locker room, I think it was overheard, he said, they ain't no contenders, they're pretenders. They have Derek Carr, remember that. That hurt. That's hurtful.
That seems mean.
That's very hurtful.
Yeah, no, his post game was insane. Like it was like he just kept talking shit, and then he was like, "Give me another one, give me another one," and he's like, "We're the best defense in the league. Front seven, best. Secondary, best. D line, best."
So is he one of those guys that you love having on your team, or is he one of those guys that you secretly hate having on your team that you have to pretend to support?
I love it. I love it when we're winning.
He's in the category of you can't have too many of him.
Correct.
Like the crazies.
But
He's
it's
a
good to
crazy.
have. But it's good to have a couple.
You
of
got to
them.
have one or two to play on the edge. But if
Yeah.
you have if the whole team, if you made the whole team out of CJ
no, that'd be
Gardner-Johnson,
tough.
it'd be a real
That'd
big
be tough.
problem.
That'd be like the old school Raiders.
So how are you feeling overall? Because that was, like I said, the Eagles kind of dominated that game. It feels like the pressure got fixed a little bit. They were in the backfield all day. They shut down the run. Jalen Hurts still a little up and down.
Yeah, no, Jalen Hurts was about as up and down as you can have of a game today.
He has 26 turnovers since the start of last year. That leads the league.
But
Is that true?
Yeah.
Is that a real stat?
Yeah.
Sounds insulting.
It's just a stat.
Okay.
He's up and
But
down.
he also was 29 for 38 for 311 yards and
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
over 100.
The good is
30,
great. The
20
good is great with
like he
Jalen
had
Hurts.
he had two really bad plays, and then the rest of the game he was really good with nothing to work with. Like when Smith went down, it's literally Dallas Goedert and nobody else. Like Johnny Wilson, the 6th-round pick from Florida State, was like a go-to receiver to try and win the game.
Which, by the way, fun fact about Johnny Wilson, he's got the biggest wingspan in the history of the NFL. How did we not-
Yeah.
how
He
did-
we
threw
learned
that
that on
out
the
there.
broadcast.
Yeah,
How
How
the
did, how did
broadcast.
we not know that?
That was insane.
I feel like that's a stat we should have been all over.
He's massive.
Massive.
He is a large human being.
And I saw his arms. He does have like that. He's got the
Yeah.
Wimby top of the arm going on, where his like top arm bone, whatever the humerus maybe is that what it's called? That thing is fucking long.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Throw more
Dropped a big
passes to
ball
him.
and that last drive. But
So how, you're feeling overall? I mean, 2-1, and
2-1.
also your one loss is. I mean, it was an insane loss. You can't take it back.
this one was also like if the Saints don't pick if the Saints don't pick each other in that Dallas Goedert long.
but you guys kind of dominated this.
Yeah,
game.
we did. We dominated the game.
That's a Kellen Moore win right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cross the defense up
And
like
Vic
that.
Fangio.
Yeah, Vic
Vic
Fangio.
Fangio.
So,
Fangio was awesome.
And you lost Lane Johnson.
We lost everybody.
Do we know what's going on with Lane?
I think
don't
it was
know.
concussion,
He had
right?
a concussion, but apparently he was puking on the sideline. So
Yikes.
that
Nice.
can't be a good sign.
And Devontae Smith got
Devontae Smith
smoked.
also a concussion, which was such a dirty play.
It was very dirty,
Also,
yeah.
Darius Slay got hurt on a dirty play. The what's his name?
Okay, so this I think might
don't know.
be.
Is it Kurt,
You got
Kernan?
it. You got this.
I want to say Ryan Kerrigan.
No, not Ryan Kerrigan.
Yeah.
Kerning.
This might be an example of why having C.D. Gardner-Johnson on your team is not necessarily always a good thing, because he pisses everybody off on the other team so much that they want to take it out on your guys.
I guess, but like we didn't do any. They were the ones doing all the dirty
Yeah,
plays
but it was
and hurting
also
our players.
the Saints' defense was the one that hurt Devontae Smith. They probably don't care about C.J. Gardner-Johnson.
Correct.
I think everybody hates C.J. Yeah, but no, you're right. Like the Saints were playing very dirty today.
Yeah, and the guy who hurt Devontae Smith allegedly spit on him after he hit him.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
I did not
didn't.
see that.
I didn't. But we should do something about that.
I'm going to trust your.
We should do something
recap.
about that. We should send someone to jail or something. Figure that out.
Who was it? Who I need you to pronounce the name of the guy that spit on him.
Good. Here it is. Disgusting. He spit on him. The spit videos are always tough to decipher because
You can see a little loogie right here. Oh,
Oh, yeah, he might have.
Is that what that is, or
Loogie.
is that just a clip in like the film of the video?
But you won the game, so you
could
don't
be
even
that.
have to use this. Like, they're lucky. Saints fans are lucky that the Eagles, Twitter wasn't enacted. If they had lost this game, this would have been a bigger deal.
Yeah, so we got to see what's going on this week.
Win's a win. You're 2-1.
But then we go to Tampa next week, and if we don't have anybody on offense, it could be a long day.
I do think you should take something away in the fact that Vic Fangio, it takes a while for his defense to start working. It usually takes more than 2 games, but this was the first sign of okay, this is starting to work. That was the best defensive effort the Eagles have had in a long time. So
Against a really good offense.
Yeah. Which we might have crowned a little too early. I mean, this week 3 is we came back down to earth on a couple things.
Yeah, Cowboys could just stink.
I still think the Saints are good.
No, I do too.
I think you beat a very good team today.
Yeah, and it was a hard-fought game. Okay, next up, team that is definitely good, Vikings 34, Texans 7. The Vikings are just good. Brian Flores, that defense was everywhere. They made C.J. Stroud look bad. He had 2 picks. I think he got sacked 5 times. The epitome of what Brian Flores' defense has been doing to other teams was that end of half when the Texans took 3 consecutive false start penalties.
Yeah.
And then an illegal procedure.
They get so confused. They don't know. He'll look like it's cover 0, then it's cover 2. He'll look like it's cover 2, it's cover 0. It's very, very confusing. And
it was crazy.
Yeah, CJ Stroud had that. What he did to CJ Stroud was actually worse than what Brian Flores did to Tua.
Yeah.
He just made him look like dog shit the entire game.
Yeah, the Texans just never got going. The Vikings defense is very much for real, and we said at the start, but Kevin O'Connell has Sam Darnold playing great football. 4 touchdowns for Sam Darnold. It was the only one other time has he done that in his career. It was the first time he's had multiple touchdowns in 3 straight games, and he now is the 4th quarterback to start 3-0 for the Vikings. Dante Culpepper, Fran Tarkenton, Brett Favre, and Sam Darnold. Who would have thought?
That's quite a
list.
Yeah, he looks awesome, and yeah, I'm rooting for Sam because he him and Baker. It's like the 2022. The Panthers had one of the best quarterback rooms in the NFL, it turns out.
Yeah.
And yeah, Darnold,
studs everywhere.
Darnold's he's having fun, and you have to root for a guy like that. He seemed like one of those, he was a dog that had been kept indoors, just chained up for a while. And now he's actually, Kevin O'Connell has hyperdrive.
Yeah.
That's what he needed. That Kevin O'Connell had to unlock him.
But it's coaching. Like, Kevin O'Connell is coaching Sam Darnold to be the best Sam Darnold possible. And he also was smart enough to bring in Brian Flores and be like, take care of this side of the ball.
Yep.
And I think the Vikings, this isn't a fluke. I think they're very, and obviously you have a guy like Justin Jefferson who's just a game wrecker. But yeah, the Vikings look awesome. And Aaron Jones has been awesome.
He's been awesome. And they're doing this without Addison, and they're doing this without TJ Hawkinson too.
Yeah.
So the Vikings could get better on offense.
Yeah, I think they play the Packers next week, which will be big for the NFC North.
This was also a wife swap of defensive ends game. So you had Danielle Hunter, who's now on the Texans, and then you had Greenard, who's now on the Vikings, and Greenard had the much better game between
3 sacks.
3 sacks. It was a fun game, and I have to believe in the Vikings now. Like, the Vikings are fun to watch.
Yeah. And the game could have gone different. We should say that if the Texans hadn't fumbled going in, but I'm just kidding. Don't get mad at me, Vikings fans. I apologize again for last week. But yeah, the Vikings are for real. That defense is just, it's fucking people up. I mean, back to back. Week 1, obviously the Giants are kind of a mess, even though they won this week. But the 49ers and the Texans are 2 teams that have Super Bowl aspirations. And their offenses have a ton of dudes everywhere, and Brian Flores basically put them in his back pocket. I really wish they did have a little interaction afterwards. I really wish Sam Darnold had big broed CJ Stroud.
Yeah, come on. Hey, little bro, things are going to turn around for you, okay?
Listen, it's tough to follow up that CJ Stroud to have that performance after that clip.
Well, CJ Stroud had to clarify that he did not intend to big bro Caleb Williams. He definitely big broed him, though. He's
just, I guess I understand where CJ Stroud's coming from because he was so phenomenal last year that you'd be like, yeah, this is just every single year. But today was was kind of a wake-up because I really do think that was probably the worst C.J. Stroud's looked.
So I got to imagine that if
One interception was tipped pass, but still, they were all over him.
I have to imagine that if Malik Willis plays next week for the Panthers, that's going to be the game I finally win betting against
For the Packers,
Malik Willis.
Yeah. That will be it.
Yeah, that's the one.
Will you
It's gotta
confuse
be,
him?
Flores is going to confuse the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but Malik Willis might just be next up.
But that's what I'm saying. Flores, he has the ability to confuse really good quarterbacks.
I think Malik Willis, though, might just slay defensive coordinators.
He might be. It's just it's just the Packers uniform.
It's their organization. Okay, anything else on this game? Hank, what did you think about this game?
Good game.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Hard fought. Darnold,
Hard fought.
stud.
Yeah? Anything else? What do you think about C.J. Stroud?
Didn't play well.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Is he no longer him?
No, I don't think one game determines.
Is CJ
too
Stroud
much.
washed?
I don't think so.
I think he
Okay.
might be washed.
So you would what would you rank the game on the Hankometer?
5 out of 10.
5 out of 10.
Pretty
Okay.
boring. I mean, Brian Flores, great coach.
What about that Eagles Saints game on the Hankometer?
I had the Eagles, hungry dog.
Okay, so
I was
I-
happy. I was pulling my guy Max.
Okay. All right. Next up, we've got the Colts 21, Bears 16. Whew. I don't really know. I don't really know how to start this other than the fact that I've been taking a lot of shit. Nothing has changed about my opinion about Caleb Williams, other than the fact maybe everyone was right that Matt Eberflus is a fucking moron and we should have fired him, which I actually was in favor of, but when it was clear that they weren't going to, you kind of had to just fall in line. But yeah, that was a very winnable game, and the Bears didn't win it. And I'm trying to stay positive.
That was like the most winnable game.
ever.
It was on a scale of 1 to 10. I'd say that's a 9.
It's Matt Eberflus is 11-26 as a head coach now. We've seen enough. I'm just so sick of Caleb Williams. Obviously, he's a rookie quarterback. He's gonna be up and down. The turnovers were bad, but he also had some really nice throws. Threw for 363 yards. I know people were like, oh, the Hail Mary at the end of the first half, which didn't go in.
That counts too.
Yeah, he still would have been over 300 yards. Whatever. Caleb Williams is not my worry at all. I know people are going to say he's a bust and all that shit. He's not my worry. I swear to God, I'm not worried at all. I'm worried about the coaching staff just like ruining him in a way that makes me worried.
I also think that we're addicted to busting people now.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
the
well,
earlier-
and I
the-
get
the
it. It's
earlier-
funny.
The earlier you can call a bust, the better.
Yeah.
What was that shrug?
It's
Hank?
LOL Bears. Everyone's going to
You agree?
shit on them.
Yeah, you guys love busting people.
Yeah, we do. But
Yeah. We bust a lot of people.
I'm not worried about Caleb Williams. I swear to God, I'm not. And I know people are like, you're just making excuses. The Shane Waldron special of that first and goal. First of all, Matt Eberflus didn't challenge a clear spot to challenge with Cole Kmet. They ended up getting the first down, but you are such a fucking pussy. You basically got bullied out of doing challenges. We didn't want you to not challenge. We wanted you to not challenge fucking things that you were going to clearly lose.
So with Eberflus, yes, he's a bird brain. He's not very smart. And he mismanages in-game decisions all the time. And then you compare him to the other coaches that are in that division right now.
Yes.
He's in a division with Dan Campbell, Matt LaFleur, and
It's a joke.
O'Connell.
It's a joke.
And if you look at those other three coaches and then you look at Eberflus, it's very glaring that he's probably not the guy to stick around for a long time.
He is. It's and I knew it. Remember when Hard Knocks came out and I said they're trying to make him look cool to make us forget that he sucks as a coach.
He
and they
does
tried
look cool.
to
He
do
does
that.
look cool. He looks cool.
Either way, that first and goal, they did a Wildcat run. Ban the fucking Wildcat. It hasn't worked since fucking the Dolphins and Ronnie Brown. Like, stop doing the Wildcat. You just take the ball out of your quarterback's hands. It makes no sense.
Even when the Chiefs run it, and they're one of the most well-coached offensive teams, when they do the Wildcat, that's exactly when they're being too cute.
It's crazy. So you went Wildcat, waste of a down, run straight up the middle, nothing, run straight up the middle, nothing, and then an option play to the short side of the field when, by the way, it's the end of the first half, so you should probably just take the points because you're not going to get the advantage. I know they ended up getting the ball back because the Colts are the Colts and they have their own issues, which we'll get to, but God damn it, do I fucking hate these guys. Shane Waldron's a moron.
So Shane Waldron he loves all the gadgetry. He gets so gadgety.
None of them
with
work.
it. And they're all the very slow developing plays behind the line of scrimmage too, where somebody gets tackled for like -3 yards on a jet sweep or an end around. It was sad to watch that.
It was a painful game to watch. They can't run the ball.
To watch DJ Moore too, because DJ Moore, he's got some bad body language in him.
It's not good. They can't run the ball. DeAndre Swift should not be the starting running back anymore. Roshan Johnson should or Khalil Herbert. Like he can't. He just has shown that he's not getting any of the yards. I know the offensive line sucks.
He had 1.5 yards per carry this week. He had 1.3 last week.
It's so bad. Against the Colts defense that couldn't stop the run. It was painful to watch. Painful to watch. I have a little fun fact for you. This is an insult stat at my own expense. The Bears have run 59. The Falcons just fumbled. Of course they did. That's just the Colts. I mean, that's just the Chiefs. That's what the Chiefs do. The Bears have run 59 second down plays. How many of those do you think have turned into first downs?
Almost none of them.
5.
Yeah.
Out of 59.
They're the lowest in the NFL by a significant margin.
The Panthers, I think, are like 18%. The Bears are like 6%.
Yeah.
It's crazy how bad they are. As for the Colts, listen, the Colts defense was great. They stood up. They stopped the run. Anthony Richardson is I'm not changing anything I said. I know people will be like, you can't say that after you just said you're not worried about Caleb Williams. I'll say it again. Caleb Williams was good in college. I don't think Anthony Richardson was. I watched the whole game. Anthony Richardson tried to give us that game 100 times.
Yeah, he's not a mid-range quarterback. He's not a short-range quarterback.
Mid.
Long range. Anthony Richardson is best when you just watch him throw.
Yeah.
And
I know they won the game, so I can't really criticize.
Like at a pro day, hypothetically, he would look awesome at a pro day.
Yeah.
But in an NFL game, when you need to manage an offense, listen, I was one of the biggest Anthony Richardson fans after week 1 of this year because I remember watching him last year, and he's fun to watch when he runs with the ball. He runs super violently, which is cool. He throws the dick off the ball, which is cool too. But yeah, there were a few throws he had today where it was like that told me right there. If you're a Colts fan, listen to this. You remember the interception at the goal line. That pass, trust me, I've seen a lot of bad quarterback play in my day. That should be a play that you should file away as one that's like, is he the guy? Probably not.
It's not even like the interceptions were bad, but it's more just there will be a guy standing wide open and he'll throw 10 feet over his head.
Yeah. Maybe he needs to work out before games.
Touch.
And get the arm super, super tired.
Yeah. So,
Just
but
take
again,
like 10% off
I lost the game, so I can't criticize too much. I feel confident in my analysis on Anthony Richardson, but the Colts deserve credit. They won a game, hard-fought game, and the Bears are just – I just fucking hate the guys who are making the decisions so much, and I want Caleb Williams to – I think he's on the path to being very, very good, but I think that there's a big blinking sign of Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus.
I've got some cheer up big cat stats for you.
Okay. So, I'm actually surprisingly like this. You guys did the hypothetical every time where it's like if Caleb Williams throws for this many yards, like he did have some insane throws. There was one that I think the one that got called back where he scrambled and hit Cole Kmet like on the run was just an insane throw where you see it and you're like, that's it. Obviously the pick on the sidelines was brutal. Like, can't have that. The strip sack, brutal. Can't have that. But that's a rookie quarterback. I've seen the parts where I'm like, if those other things get cleaned up, that's what we got, and it's good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but go ahead.
So your cheer up big cat stats.
Yeah.
Caleb today has the most passing yards by a Bears quarterback since 2016.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Cheer up, big cat. Here's another one.
Brian Hoyer?
I believe it was Brian Hoyer, yeah.
That's sad.
Caleb's numbers keep doubling every week. His yardages.
Yeah.
It doubles.
So he's going to get infinity?
He had 93 week 1, and then week 2 he had it wasn't quite double. It was like 180 yards week 2. And then week 3 he has 363.
So infinity. We're on the way to infinity.
Just wait. Learn about investing, right?
Yes.
If your money doubles every single day, then you could retire at the age of tomorrow.
I love that.
I
love that stat.
Also, you're going to get Keenan Allen back.
Yeah.
And there's that. Caleb
that would help a lot with the middle of the field. Also, the passing chart looks good. He's doing things that Bears quarterbacks don't do.
Caleb also had the first touchdown pass of any rookie quarterback.
Yep.
And he had 2 of them.
Yep.
His first one was funny because he threw it to Rome Odunze.
Yep.
And then he ran after Rome Odunze because Rome ran off the field with the ball.
Yep.
Then there was a big controversy about who gets that ball.
Yep.
Is it Caleb Williams' first touchdown pass?
It was cute.
Or is it Rome's first touchdown reception
of
all time in the NFL?
Yeah.
I think they should do the Solomon riddle, cut the ball in half, And then if one of them says, no, I'd rather see the ball go to the other guy than to see a football cut in half, that's the true owner.
I'm down for it. Rome looked good today.
He did look good.
He looked awesome. So that was very encouraging. And the defense still is awesome. They get gassed at the end of games because they just have to do so much. Also, there's a total side that's very niche, but our good friend Tom Fornelli, he has to stop texting me, this is the drive that Caleb Williams does it, because I think we're like 0 for 15 now.
Yeah.
He texted me that again today.
Well, you got to believe.
And it was the strip sack.
You got to believe.
2 seconds later.
You got to believe. You can't
2 seconds
It's
later.
too early to get negative.
But I am staying more positive than I'm sure there's people who want me to be very negative, and there's going to be people who are like, hey, you're such an idiot. He's a bust, blah, 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 blah. I don't think he is. I just fucking hate this coaching staff, and I'm so sick of it.
Well, Tom's also a White Sox fan, right?
Yeah.
So he just has to pour all of his optimism into one thing right now.
Illinois football is 4-0. Hank, would you like to criticize, say anything? You usually like to jump in here. Told you so. Blah, blah, blah.
No, just the coaching. I mean, they kept him around for a reason. That was
a stupid reason.
It was a stupid reason.
What was the reason?
I wanted Jim Harbaugh. No one wanted Jim Harbaugh more than me. I was fucking on the standing up saying, "Bring us Jim Harbaugh." I don't know what the reason was because the ownership.
Honestly, what was
the
reason?
ownership doesn't want to pay someone to go away, and they also like having people they can control. And Jim Harbaugh would have been a nightmare because he's an alpha, and it's so stupid the way they set this up, where you brought in a guy and you should have brought in someone who could coach him correctly. Instead, we get Dweeberflus and Shane Waldron, and
I honestly
Shane
think
Waldron is, by the way, the end of the line of if you like were around Sean McVay at any point.
Yeah, we figured out what that line is. Yeah, I think the Bears ownership probably just saw Matt Eberflus got a better haircut, and they're like, he's really turned it around.
He got funked up. I do like our guy Funk. But yeah, I'm more positive than I think people will probably want me to be.
Outplayed Anthony Richardson.
I mean, that's not hard to do.
But that's that. Imagine if that didn't happen.
Yes,
it's more about how the running game couldn't do anything against the Colts.
They haven't been able to do anything all season. It's a joke.
The Colts stink on defense.
It's a joke. So bad. Painful to watch. That was a painful game.
Who's next week?
Rams. So that's a
every
game is a coaching mismatch.
Yeah.
It's in Chicago. I'm going to say the Rams are 1-point favorites. Oh,
I think
Bears are 1-point favorites.
favorites.
Yeah, 1.5. Okay. Well, we'll see what happens. That's why they play the games. I'm still all in on Caleb. I just wish Shane Waldron would go away. That fucking clip of him shaking against the Texans. All right, let's move on. Giants 21, Browns 15. I thought for sure this was going to just be, holy shit, the Giants have completely bottomed out because they fumbled the opening kickoff, and then Deshaun Watson hit Amari Cooper on the very next play. And you said to yourself, this is going to be one of the worst teams in the league.
The Giants have the worst vibes in the NFL on kickoffs.
Yeah.
Just real bad things happen on opening kickoffs. But then Daniel Jones played a pretty damn competent game, and Malik Neighbors is the real deal. And the Giants win this game, and it's probably says a lot more about Deshaun Watson being the worst starting quarterback in the NFL right now. But credit to the Giants, because if I were on that Giants sideline and we fumbled the opening kickoff and then they scored the next play, I would have been like, pack it up, let's go. Yeah, so it turns out that the Giants have a new motto for this year.
Oh.
They came up with this week.
Tell me.
It's fuck it.
Nice.
Fuck it is the Giants motto, which I love. That's perfect.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Let's just beat the Browns today. Oh, they scored on us after 11 seconds? Fuck it. Let's just go beat them. And Malik Neighbors is the ultimate fuck it guy for Daniel Jones because he can just throw the ball up. And do you see that one catch that Neighbors had on the sideline where he took it away from the defender? He's kind of like Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
He has to intercept a lot of passes that are intended for the other team to intercept.
Yes.
And Malik Neighbors, if you just throw it near him, he will make a play on it. Daniel Jones looked good in contrast, but also Deshaun just got beat up today. He got beat up. The Giants had 8 sacks.
Yeah.
The offensive line for the Browns, I don't know how much you can chalk up to injuries, how much you can chalk up to losing their offensive line coach, who's like the best offensive line coach in the NFL now that Skarnecki is not around. But Bill Callahan left to join the Titans to coach with his son, and the offensive line for the Browns just looks like absolute shit.
What about, can we chalk any of it up to rust?
Yeah, we could do Russ.
Deshaun Watson's rusty.
We could do Russ. He needs to clean those pipes out.
There's never been anyone rustier in the world.
He's still He's got lingering rust.
He's still rusty. No, Deshaun Watson's bad. I don't know what you do if you're a Browns fan with Deshaun Watson. I think you just hope that he's like I don't even know. Did he get out of the contract?
I don't know. He's
implicated with Diddy?
Yeah, that's what you got to hope for. If you're Johnny Fanta, you just have to laugh at this point.
We have the clip. Johnny Fanta, the preeminent Browns fan. I love this. It's about a minute and a half.
Another Sunday, another backyard. And what we just watched was a three-ring circus on Lake Erie. 2 weeks ago, I was ticked off. Now, I'm just laughing because that was comedic. On the first play, you recover a fumble. On the second, you score a touchdown. You're inside your own building against a team that through 2 weeks was one of the worst in the league. And you give up 21 unanswered. How about those apples? I'd like to be apple picking somewhere in the woods right now. What a joke. What a joke. First off, your offensive line. 5 turnstiles right now. And I know what being a turnstile is like because when I was an offensive lineman back in high school, quarterbacks feared their lives when they entered the huddle. That offensive line is not good. So certain quarterbacks overcome a bad offensive line. This one's, he needs everything situationally to be perfect. I am sure all his defenders will be out this week saying how there's no way anybody could function, not even Tom Brady, with this offensive line. But Tom Brady could because franchise quarterbacks figure out ways around it.
Facts.
Yeah.
The other thought, though, I think we're finding out why Jim Schwartz was available in the first place a little over a year ago. Because clearly he can't adjust. Danny Dimes is back. Big Blues rolling. Giant fans, this is your day. Make your Sunday sauce. Because right now, I'm eating you-know-what as a fan of this team.
What is he eating?
Embarrassing. Joke. I don't get it. This dog is having a lot easier time than I am. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday was the best part.
All I got.
Happy Sunday.
Yeah.
He's like
I disagree
from The Shining
with him.
or something.
I disagree with him about Deshaun. If there's a knock on Deshaun, he has overcome too much in his past.
Yeah. He's Fans is the best. He's the best. But yeah, I because you had last week, we were like, oh, maybe the Browns are not as bad as we thought. And they're like, nope, Deshaun Watson's bad. Yeah, Browns Iran tweeted at him afterward and said, this mighty little man knows the ball, and if you ever travel to Iran, I will take you to the goat racing championship, and then you can have sex with my wife.
I'm guessing that might not be an actual Iranian that's tweeting those things.
Well, I think Fanta should at least take him up on the offer. At least the goat racing.
Yeah, the goat race sounds like a great time.
Goat racing sounds awesome.
Yeah. Now, there was a moment in this game that must have driven Browns fans crazy. They had an interception that they returned for a touchdown, and they had everybody on the team.
Yes.
And I counted more than 11 people. They had 13 guys doing a choreographed drumline celebration in the end zone, and there was a flag on the ground the entire time, and they got called back.
Yep.
And that's a very sad. You can't if you do a celebration for a touchdown that's scored that is taken off via penalty.
Yep.
That should be a flag too.
Yes.
You should get another 15 yards on that.
They emptied the clip on their best celebration for a play that didn't happen.
Yeah.
So tough day for the Browns. And good for the Giants. They kind of because this is week 3 feels like the bottoming out week. If you go 0-3 and you do it in bad fashion, we're going to talk about the Titans. Feels like it kind of bottoms out. So they at least recaptured a little bit of it. It was like, hey, the season's not fully over. And Malik Neighbors is awesome.
Malik Neighbors is really he's
awesome
right now, rookie of the year. And Giants fans also got a massive dub over any Browns fans that have ever talked shit about the Daniel Jones contract.
Yep.
You can be like, it's actually not the worst contract in the NFL.
It's not even close. Deshaun Watson will go down as the worst contract ever.
And you know what? Fuck it.
What? Fuck it. Oh, yeah, fuck it. I forgot their new motto.
It's a great motto.
I was like, wait, what were you going to say?
No, just fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it is one of the most versatile things you can say.
Yeah, I don't think you'd say it if you're a really good team, but if you're in the Giants situation, say fuck it.
Yeah, say fuck it. Just
fuck
go
it.
out there and fuck around and win a couple games.
Fuck it. Why not us? Fuck it. All right, we're watching, by the way, the Chiefs and Falcons game, and the Falcons have 4th and 5 with 4 minutes left, and they're definitely not going to get it, and they didn't get it, and it wasn't even close to getting it. And now the Chiefs are going to just run out the clock and win this game. That's how it happens.
This is it.
That's how it happens. Okay, next up, Steelers, Chargers. Steelers 20, Chargers 10. Holy shit, this Steelers defense is for real. Justin Fields looked awesome. Goes back to coaching, which shouldn't be a surprise that the coaching for the Bears is not good. But Justin Fields, like, this was the first 2 weeks, I think Justin Fields was okay, winning football, didn't get asked to do too much. This one, he threw the ball very well and had a couple running plays, and it feels like he's kind of rounding into form to being a winning quarterback that's not like, hey, we just got to make sure he doesn't screw up the game. He's now contributing because that was a good team win for the Steelers.
And the interception that he had was not his fault.
Yeah.
His receiver didn't catch it. And we should say the Chargers did lose Bosa, Alt, Slater, and Herbert.
Yeah.
So Chargers are back.
The Steelers defense, they have held the 3 opponents they played to a total of 26 points. There's 23 teams in the NFL who have held their opponents to double that or more. So 26 points, obviously leading the NFL. They also are the first team in 20 years to allow sub 300 yards on each game and 10 points or less. They're awesome.
Was that also the Steelers? That feels like a Steelers stat, doesn't it?
I don't know who it was before. It probably was.
Yes,
either the Steelers or the Ravens.
In the second half, the Chargers were held to minus 5 yards of offense.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And whenever TJ Watt was allowed to rush against Alt, he ate his lunch.
Yeah.
In the first half, they were doing a lot of chipping. They were like double teaming him, and TJ couldn't really get anything going. But then Herbig started to pick it up too. And the Steelers' defense it's just fucking crazy.
The Steelers' defense is basically just going to be all the wins I get for Wisconsin Badgers this year.
Yeah,
because Herbig's a Badger as well, and they were awesome. We love Jim Harbaugh. We love him. I don't know why they started Justin Herbert in this game.
Yeah, he definitely did not look like he should be out there playing.
And they play the Chiefs next week, and a high ankle sprain is one of those things where it's just not going to get better overnight. And you know what's really not going to get better is when you have TJ Watt and Nick Herbig like jumping on top of you multiple times in a game. I feel like that was maybe a mistake. I said this before, so it's not hindsight is 2020. I thought maybe just sit him out, try to win that game with Taylor Heineke, and get him healthy, because this is going to linger now. Like he looked very bad moving around, and I know he had that. Quentin Johnson scored another touchdown, so shout out to him. He does have hands, but it looked like he was very injured.
Yeah, Harbaugh strikes me as a coach that would tell Herbert when he's like, hey, I have a high ankle sprain. Harbaugh would be like, oh, yeah, I played through that a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And then just stare at him.
Yeah.
And be like, so what are you going to do?
So
then
your
Herbert's
choice.
like, yeah, I guess you're right, coach, I'll play.
Yeah.
And then this happens. And, yeah, he didn't look comfortable out there. They showed a picture of him on the sidelines, and you could see his ankle swollen through his socks.
Yeah.
Through like 2 different socks.
It was bad.
Yeah, it was a bad second half for the Chargers. I do feel for Chargers fans, though, because you were so excited about this season, and now it's like everyone's hurt again.
Yeah. But you're 2-1. You got a big game against the Chiefs. As for the Steelers are, I mean, they're good. Their defense is incredible. And I do feel like it's Justin Fields' job now. You can't bench him for Russell Wilson.
You think if Russell Wilson's 100%? Because we know that
you cannot bench a 3-0 quarterback.
They've got a game plan for Justin that features his readiness.
Yeah.
And so if he's ready, I feel like you go with him. But I could see Russie getting the nod.
No way.
I could.
Not right now. You're saying next week?
I personally would not.
There's no way.
Will it happen?
I don't think Tomlin would do that. I think you got a 3-0 quarterback. Justin Fields is playing better every single week. You can't do that. You got to wait until something bad happens and like he has a bad game and then maybe make a switch. But they have a formula. Like they have a formula that I feel like can beat 90% of the NFL.
Just don't turn the ball over.
Yeah.
Run the football when you need to. Don't go on any quick drives. Don't try to showboat out here. Just get some nice 10, 12 play drives put together.
Yeah.
End up with points.
And Calvin Austin is good.
Yeah.
Like that was a revelation today. Calvin Austin, George Pickens, Freiermuth, run the ball. They're going to play the Colts next week. You think that defense isn't going to be able to pick off a couple?
I think that sounds like a 17-0 victory for the Steelers next week.
Anthony Richardson will hit a big one. He does hit big ones. He does hit big ones. But you have to keep riding Justin Fields. This is also the first time Justin Fields won three straight games in his NFL career.
Is it really?
Which again is just an insult stat against the Bears, which we deserve.
Well, Justin Fields
we deserve that insult stat.
He's now 2-0 against Harbaugh.
Yeah.
He's the Harbaugh slayer.
He is the Harbaugh slayer.
You beat him at Ohio State, right?
No. Wait.
I think he did.
What year did we draft Justin Fields? 2020?
I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, you're right. He did. 2020 is when
so he's got Harbaugh's number.
Yeah, he does. Okay. Next up. Steelers are they're fun in an ugly way.
No, I like them. I like the Steelers.
Ugly football is fun.
Yeah. Yeah,
and they're playing ugly football in a fun way.
Yeah,
and Justin Fields is also fun when he's playing well.
Ugly football is only fun when you win.
It is, but like
in the past, their offense has been ugly, and they've been winning ugly games that are not fun. Now they're winning ugly games that are fun.
Right. And I think when you have a defense like they have a defense, it's fun. And this might just also be coming from someone who never has had an offense, but when you get a really good defense, it's fun.
Do you know why? Because that way, when you have the ball in offense, you think, maybe we'll score on this, so you got some optimism. Then when you don't score and your defense is on the field, you're like, maybe we'll have a pick six here.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll have a fumble here.
Yeah.
So it's almost like you got two offenses.
Yeah. All right, so the Kirk Cousins is trying for another heroic drive to win this game for the Falcons.
Primetime Kirk.
2:21 left. We'll recap that game when it goes final. Next up, Packers 30, Titans 14.
Fucking Malik Willis.
Matt LaFleur is the coach of the year through 3 weeks. It's insane. He just last week was like, okay, we're gonna play to Malik Willis's strengths. We're gonna run the ball a ton. This week he's like, hey, you want to see another trick? Malik Willis is really good. And he was just bombing it. He threw for 202 yards. He rushed for 73. Coaching matters.
I don't think it's the same Malik Willis. I think they changed him out with somebody.
And offensive line helps a lot too.
He doesn't look like the same player at all.
The Packers just know how to do it. They just it drives me insane, but it would drive me more insane if I didn't expect it. And I expect it, and I did take the Titans today because I didn't expect exactly this, but there's nothing that shocks me when it comes to Packers and their quarterbacks.
I mean, he was throwing great passes today. It was a lot of scheme, don't get me wrong. And LaFleur, him, and O'Connell, I think those are the two guys that you look at for Coach of the Year so far.
Yeah.
But Malik Willis was just making plays.
Yeah.
He was just throwing seeds. His running ability was so good. It's frustrating to watch as a guy that thought that he knew exactly who Malik Willis was.
Yep, and I miss Joe Barry so much because Jeff Hafley seems like he can coach a defense. The Titans, Will Levis had a good first drive, and then we had a Will Levis moment where he threw that pick six. That was tough. But the Packers are now 2-1 without Jordan Love. They have 2 wins without Jordan Love. It seems like Jordan Love is going to come back any day now.
Well, they made it seem like he might start this week.
But
that was smokescreen. It was smokescreen.
This is also what the Packers are smart. They're like, hey, we play the Vikings next week, which they're going to be the team, one of the teams that we're fighting for in the division. Why would we start Jordan Love in a game that we think we can win with Malik Willis? And that's what happened. They won another game that they thought they could win with Malik Willis.
You don't think that Will Levis is listening to this show, right?
Probably not right now. He's probably turning it all off. This was the first time.
I would turn it off. So
yeah,
I'll just say something about Will Levis. His coach said he's our quarterback after the game.
Oh no, that's bad.
That's a bad sign.
Who's their backup?
Mason Rudolph.
Oh yeah, it is.
Right?
It is Mason Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Right. We also had the first ever guy who stole another guy's job off. So Sean Clifford is the backup for the Packers.
Yep.
He stole Will Levis's job at Penn State. Will Levis transferred to Kentucky. Then Will Levis got drafted and stole Malik Willis's job at Tennessee. Mm-hmm. And then Malik Willis went to the Packers and stole Sean Clifford's job.
That's wild.
That's
wild. That's a full circle of jobs.
It's a full circle. So I think Malik Willis has won all of it.
So who's creating these jobs? Is Malik Willis?
I don't know. He's the one who won the job off.
But then Jordan Love is going to steal his job.
True.
And then somebody will have to beat Sam Darnold. Whose job did he steal?
I don't know. I guess he stole J.J. McCarthy's through injury.
Kind of. Yeah, that's concerning.
Kind of a cool circle,
It's a cool circle.
Yeah.
Congrats to Malik. I'm happy for Malik Willis. He's always seemed like a good guy. In fact, that
seemed like a great guy.
That was part of my formula when I was originally figuring out how to bet against Malik Willis, was that all the reports about him when he was getting this starting job in spot duty for Jordan Love was they'd all lead off with talking about what a good human being he was.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want to see when evaluating somebody. But I guess good for him. He's a good dude. He's playing well.
It's an organization win.
I will never financially recover from experiencing Malik Willis in the 2024 season.
Yeah.
You gotta keep going though.
You gotta keep
But I
going.
might not have another buddy, if Brian Flores against Malik Willis, if you don't think I'm loading up on the Vikings, you got another thing coming.
It's a what is it, martingale strategy? Everyone who's ever gambled has seen that.
If you
where
double,
you just keep doubling.
You keep doubling.
You'll eventually.
It's like
doesn't work like that.
Like Caleb Williams' passing yards.
Doesn't work like that.
Well, this time it might.
But this is an organization win, just like the Steelers, like we talked about with the Steelers.
Yeah,
they're just organizations that do it right and know what they're doing, and they can win games like this. And that's the difference between the haves and the have-nots in the NFL.
And also, Green Bay's got a very good running game.
Yeah, their offensive line is good. And their defense, again, Jeff Hafley looks like he's – I know that Joe Barry – I miss him because I know Packers fans hated him, and I liked him because they always failed – their defense always failed them. So
now their defense is good.
Yeah. Okay. Another one that was a little bit of a shocker, but not really because – maybe the Bucs coming back down to earth. The Broncos 26, the Bucs 7. Bo Nix, no interceptions. Maybe Sean Payton found a system for him.
Well, it's everybody else on the team finally stepped up to Bo Nix's playing ability.
But Sean Payton said afterwards, this guy's going to be something. Which could mean anything.
I think he's already something.
That could mean anything. He is something.
He's a noun.
He's an NFL quarterback. He's something. But yeah, this was maybe the Bucs start was, I think they're still a good team, but a little too quick to anoint them the best team in the NFC South. Our good friend Stephen Shea scoffed at me when I said, do you think there's any chance the Broncos can win today? He said, no, this is going to be Bucs 20-6. It was Broncos 26-7. He also said that Baker Mayfield's touchdown run against the Lions was a franchise-altering run.
Maybe it was, just in the other way.
In the other way, yeah.
Yeah, the Bucs look very, very bad today. Bo Nix, he can run with the ball.
Yeah.
He was pretty quick out there. And Sean Payton, I think there is some truth to him knowing the division.
Well, okay, so here's a fun stat that I wish I had. I didn't bet this game. My official pick on all the shows was the Broncos, but I didn't bet it. I wish I had, because here's a fun stat that bad job by us to not find it on Friday's show. Sean Payton in regular season games is now 7-0 against Todd Bowles' coach teams, whether he was a coordinator or head coach. 7-0. Sean Payton scores 29.7 points per games, and he's done it with 4 different quarterbacks: Drew Brees, Jameis Winston, Taysom Hill, and Bo Nix. He owns them in the regular season. Now, he did lose a playoff game to him, but still, Sean Payton just knows how to play against Todd Bowles, and he proved it again today.
I'd say he has his number. I don't think that the Broncos are a great team. I don't think that they're even really a good team. I think that this was just a matchup. And we talked about it on Friday a little bit, that Baker's getting pressured a lot.
Yeah.
Like, even in their wins, he's getting hit quite a bit. And so the Broncos defense, they kind of did more of the same and were able to shut down the Bucs offense pretty good. Like, Mike Evans stunk today.
Yep.
Godwin didn't really do that much today either.
No.
That
he
offense
scored a touchdown, but yeah.
Yeah, but the offense was pretty much shut down.
Yeah, they got pressured a ton of times. Baker was running for his life, 7 sacks. What was up with Sean Payton in that locker room afterwards? There was smoke. There was a lot of smoke.
He's probably smoking.
Yeah, remember the time he smoked the bong?
Yeah.
With the kids?
Yeah, I remember that. Allegedly.
That was an awesome video. Sean Payton's just for the boys.
Yeah, listen, Sean Payton, you're allowed to smoke whatever you want after a win.
Yeah.
But he's from
Did you see
Colorado.
the locker room?
Yeah.
It was very smoky in that locker room.
Yeah, it was also very smoky on the field. Was that in Tennessee?
Tennessee.
They set off the fireworks in the third quarter for some reason.
Yeah, random smoke was happening. But, yeah, I think this was a correction week for a lot of things, and one was the NFC South being like, hey, Baker and Derek Carr are the best quarterbacks in the league. They're still very good, but everything kind of came back down to earth a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know if we brought this up on Friday's show, but when it comes to getting Baker under pressure, he had the lowest average time before pressure got to him.
Wow.
Across the NFL going into this week, so it probably got worse this week.
Yeah.
They're just hitting him.
Yeah. He by the way, should we pause for this End of game. We have 4th and 1 for the Falcons. I don't know why they ran it. I guess they have their 2 timeouts. Andy Reid is so demure. What is the other line of it? Max,
mindful. Very mindful.
He's very mindful and demure.
Amigliata.
Look at him. He's so cute. They had said on the broadcast last night that or tonight that Andy Reid loves watching Tuesday and Wednesday night Maction, and that's how he found Carson Steele.
Yeah, no shit.
It was awesome. Yeah, it's just like no duh. And I love that I'm watching Bowling Green, Ball State, and Andy Reid is also watching that game, eating a cheeseburger, just loving life. That's how it is. All right. So
days off from football. What am I going to do?
Football.
Maction.
All right. So 4th and inches. What's the play call here?
You said that we're going to pause. Were you actually recording this?
No, we're recording this. We're going to pause.
Okay.
Yeah, we usually talk about it. Yeah, 4th and inches. What's the play call here?
My play call is give the fucking ball to Bijan.
I'm going to agree with that.
Bootleg.
Are they going to do a QB sneak?
Touch push.
Nope. No QB sneak.
Bijan.
That's so bad.
And nothing.
Why did they do
Game
a
over.
stretch play?
Game over.
That was fucking dog shit.
That fucking sucked.
Couldn't have done that last week.
Arthur Smith vindicated.
Shut up, Hank.
And the Chiefs are 3-0. Again. They didn't even cover. The fucking Falcons couldn't even cover the spread. God damn.
Who are they circling on defense here? Oh, yeah, that guy just wasn't touched. Bad play call.
Fuck. Yeah, that was. I don't know. That's a tough play call. Like, if you're gonna do something outside, dude, just do a play action. It feels like someone will be open. You know.
B.J. Robinson.
That's a tough play to when you have a stacked box. Fuck.
Yeah, it's Patrick Mahomes, man.
Patrick Mahomes does it again. Patrick Mahomes.
He did blow that lead against Illinois, though.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he threw a bad interception. Okay. Yeah, Broncos look good.
Yeah, I actually think that Baker and Sean Payton are the same guy. Just one's about 40 years older, 30 years older.
Yeah, they got kind of got a little shit to them.
They got a lot of shit to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, this gets shot. You know what I predict for next week? I don't know who the Broncos are playing, but Sean Payton's going to
whose line is it anyway?
Who are they playing?
I don't know.
Hank, bring it up.
Yeah.
Find it out. Hank, what would you give this on the Hankometer?
They play the Jets.
Jets, okay.
Well, the Broncos play the Jets?
Where is it?
Jets.
Oh, that reminds me of that Thursday night game.
No,
Remember that
Memes
one?
is looking cocky.
The Blake Bortles Bowl. I think it's Jets 7.
Jets 7. Jets. Yeah, I like that. I'll go with you on that.
Jets 8.
Ooh. Okay. Well, my prediction was going to be that Sean Payton feels himself a little bit this week. Sean Payton off a win, a game no one expected him to win.
He's feeling good.
He's going to be feeling himself.
He's ready to go.
Yeah. But I'm not saying that it's going to mean that they're going to beat the Jets. I'm saying it might actually be a bad thing.
Yeah.
He's feeling himself too much.
He's doing a lot of feeling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, what shirt is that?
Billy Strings.
Oh, you like Billy Strings?
Yeah,
never talk about him.
I don't talk about him. You guys bring him up.
Is it this shirt, Hank? This is NFL.
That's the NFL.
Oh, you like football?
Love
yeah,
football.
We do.
Do a whole podcast about it.
Well, I don't always love football.
You do a podcast about Billy Strings pretty much.
Do I?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break before we talk about afternoon games. Football season is here. We can't wait to get out to some games this fall with help of Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. We're looking at tickets for the Bengals and Commanders on Monday night. About $150 to get in the door with the GT picks. So go check it out now if you want to go be in the same building as PFT. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT pick setting at the top of the screen or browse the best local Game Time Picks deal near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? We're going to buy those seats. Go to Bengals versus Commanders on Monday night. Download the Game Time app today. Use code PMT to easily score great deals with the new Game Time Picks. What time is it? Game time. We're also brought to you by our friends at Coors Light. Coors Light, college football is never short on intrigue, especially when they're iconic rivals, but you can add to the excitement on Saturdays. Coors Light teamed up with DraftKings for the free-to-play college football pick'em pools, where you pick winners for a chance to win big. When the rivalries heat up, it's time to choose chill and then reach for an ice-cold Coors Light. When you're looking to keep it chill, there's only one beer to choose, Coors Light. The mountains on the bottles and cans even turn blue when your beer is cold. Coors Light is mountain cold refreshment. Coors Light is cold lagered, cold filtered, cold packaged. When the college football rivalries you're watching heat up, choose chill with Coors Light and DraftKings. Get Coors Light delivered straight to your door with Instacart by going to CoorsLight.com/take. 21 plus. Eligibility restrictions apply. Void where prohibited. See terms at DraftKings.com/Coors Light Pick'em. Celebrate responsibly. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Coors Light is the best beer in the world. Great for tailgating. Great if you're going to a game. College football. Coors Light, 21 plus, eligibility restrictions apply. Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Okay. Panthers 36, Raiders 22.
Let's go Panthers.
Andy Dalton. Now, what I'm about to say is going to feel like a lot of hate towards Bryce Young. I do not hate Bryce Young. I'm just going to say some stats, and you can decide whether Andy Dalton should have been the starter to begin the season or not. Andy Dalton threw more TDs in the first half than Bryce Young did in the last 10 games.
Yep.
2. He also is the only QB with 300 yards and 3 TDs this season so far. The Panthers also broke their streak of 20 straight games without a fourth quarter lead. They were kicking the shit out of the Raiders, and they were leading in the fourth quarter. Also, fun fact, Andy Dalton with his 3 touchdowns today went up to 25th all-time in touchdown passes by a quarterback, surpassing...
Who was the 25th?
Yes. It's pretty much an impossible trivia question.
Jake Plummer.
Tony Romo.
Okay.
So see ya, Tony.
That's good. I like that.
Yeah,
that's a good
feels
answer.
good. Andy Dalton.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself,
if it was any other name, I wouldn't have brought it up.
Why would Big Cat ask me about the 25th? Because it's Tony. I like that a lot.
Yeah.
Andy Dalton looked really good out there. And we kind of predicted this. We said that if you're the Panthers, the fact that you have not Bryce Young playing quarterback is going to make everybody on the Panthers play a little bit harder.
Yep, including Jadeveon Clowney, who is on the Panthers.
Is he really?
Yes. He had a couple sacks.
Respect to Jadeveon Clowney, the king of the one-year deal.
Yes.
He just keeps bouncing. He's seeing the country. He's getting to know different cities.
He was all over the place.
Checking out different scenes. He's basically a hobo that goes around playing for shitty football teams.
It would be great if we had it came out that Jadeveon Clowney was doing a catch me if you can type of scheme.
He's trying to
That's why he just keeps traveling from city to city. He's got 6 families.
Yeah, good for him. But Andy Dalton looked awesome today. The Panthers looked like a competent football team. This
exceedingly competent.
This was an ass kicking that they handed the Raiders. So shout out to Andy, and he looks good too.
Yeah, he does.
Andy,
37 years old.
Is he really?
Playing the Bengals next week.
He's the 25th leader in touchdown passes in the NFL. That's pretty crazy. So we get an Andy Dalton revenge game against the Bengals next week.
Which has happened a couple times. He's 2-1, I think, against the Bengals all time. So, but yeah, this was the Panthers. If you're the GM, who I don't know who the GM is, it's probably just David Tepper.
It's Mrs. Tepper.
Mrs. Tepper.
But she gets overruled by the owner sometimes.
You've got to trade Bryce Young right this second, because what could happen is David Tepper could be like, hey, maybe this team isn't so bad. Bryce Young, get back in there. Don't do that. Play with Andy Dalton. Trade Bryce Young for anything you can right now. And just go forward and be like, we made a mistake. We're going to draft a quarterback next year.
Maybe Bryce Young just needs to watch Andy, and then he'll get good.
This was bad for Bryce Young, the fact that Andy Dalton looked this competent. 300 yards, 3 TDs. And Deontay Johnson, finally was unlocked. He had 122, 9 catches and a touchdown.
I just want a Xavier Legette game so we can hear him in a post-game just talking that awesome accent that he has.
Yeah.
We need that. That's really the worst thing that Bryce Young has done, is taking Xavier Legette away from us.
Yes.
And not getting him any more screen time. But yeah, Bryce Young, I don't know what his trade value is right now, but I do know that it's probably not going to get any higher than it is right now. If he got back in. Could you see a world where, because if he comes back in and he plays well for the Panthers, then they won't trade him.
Right. And I don't think that's even
it's not really a possibility unless
him playing. Well, no, just playing well.
True.
Yeah.
But there's no way. I guess his trade value right now is going to be at its highest because after more time, people will forget about his college tape.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree. They got to trade him. But if you're the Panthers, this is a weird space that you're in where if you win a few games here and there with Andy Dalton, does that really help your future? Not really, but you also can't play Bryce Young because if you play Bryce Young, then your entire coaching staff is going to be just looked down upon by all the players. You know?
Right.
Like, they'll lose the locker room.
I bet on the Panthers today because I was like, this entire team knows that Andy Dalton's a better quarterback and they're all going to play a little bit harder knowing that they have a chance to actually win this game. And they were dominant from the beginning. I don't know what you do. I understand not winning right now, but it's so early to be like tank.
Yeah.
You can't tank in week 3.
Right.
You can tank in week 15. Tanking in week 3 is just you're poisoning everything about your entire organization, which is already pretty poisoned. But
anything could happen if you're the Panthers. Like you could in theory make the playoffs.
They'll probably beat the Bears now. I don't know. Andy Dalton revenge game.
He changes the equation.
He does. He's an equation changer. For the Raiders, this was pretty bad. And Antonio Pierce said afterwards that some guys made business decisions today. So I'm going to imagine there's going to be a lot of running in the Raiders practices coming up.
It's like imagine every Disney movie that you've ever watched about a football team. What the coach does after a loss, that's what Antonio Pierce is going to do.
Yes.
There's probably a hill. If there's a hill anywhere in Las Vegas, you're going to have to like climb up to the top. You're going to do steps up to the top of the sphere and back.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was I don't know what you can say about that game other than that was a really bad game for the Raiders. And you like off of a big win against the Ravens, and then you come and drop that egg in Mark Davis's house.
There was some definitely individuals that made business decisions and will make business decisions going forward as well.
That's a scary, scary quote if you're someone who on the Raiders and you weren't giving max effort.
I'll tell you what, if you are a player in the NFL and you hear your coach starting to like lightly delve into cop talk, using the word individuals about you, that's a bad sign.
Yeah.
He's talking about you like you're a perp.
I'd agree.
Yeah.
I'd agree. So, the Raiders, that was awful. That was really, really bad.
At least Alexander Madison keeps scoring touchdowns.
He does.
That's cool.
He does. And the Panthers, who knows? Who knows where Andy Dalton can take them? Probably a loss to the Bengals next week. But that does you can't say no.
You can't say no to Andy Dalton.
Can't say no. Their schedule is not hard because they were the worst team last year. So, I mean, with Andy Dalton, it all starts to look a little bit different.
It didn't look great for Thielen, though.
No.
That looked like a pretty bad hamstring.
That was an awesome catch, awesome throw.
Yep.
But, shout out to Panthers. If you're a Panthers fan, you get at least one happy, that wasn't the worst torturous thing I ever watched. I think I think it might have been Jadeveon Clowney who was like, take those bags off your head. We're coming back home.
Yeah.
To a parade.
Yeah, throw a parade. Why not? You won a game. So you talked about Antonio Pierce making his team run. Remember he did that to his high school team that he coached. Yeah, they were up 63-9 at halftime.
Yeah,
and they had to run sprints.
And he thought they should have been up more.
Yeah,
yeah. So tough one for the Raiders. And I would not want to be in the Raiders facility when Antonio Pierce walks in the door on Monday morning.
No.
All right, Rams 27, 49ers 24. The kitchen sink game. Yeah, I knew it. Sean McVay.
And the Rams did it. They had the fake punt. They were running all sorts of weird trick plays. Was it Kyron Williams or was it somebody else that threw that pass? Because they threw a hell of a pass.
Tutu Atwell.
Yeah, Tutu Atwell threw a hell of a pass.
Yeah. I don't know. I felt it going in that the Rams kitchen sink. Like Sean McVay is such a good head coach. They are down so many guys. They're going to find a way. And I know it looked bad for a little bit there, but they end up saving the start of their season with a huge win. And Sean McVay's, this is why coaches win games too. And that was a coaching masterpiece by Sean McVay.
Yeah, and you can't waste the Juwan Jennings game if you're the 49ers.
Yeah.
Because you had
was so good.
All your guys out. Ayuk looks like he could use about 3.5-4 weeks of football practice.
Turns out missing all training camp does not help when playing football.
And so you're missing Christian McCaffrey, Debo, and you're missing Kittle. Not a great formula for the 49ers, but then you look at who the Rams are missing, and they're missing everyone.
Every single person.
And this, you could tell that McVay was pumped to win this game.
Oh yeah, because it was
so excited.
This was a line in the sand. Like, this is our season. If we start 0-3, it's completely over. We got embarrassed last week against the Cardinals. Give me Sean McVay all day in that. Now, I don't know what's going on with the 49ers. You could just say, hey, they're very injured, but those are two games. Like, I know the Vikings game they shouldn't have won, but this game they should have won. They were up 10, in the fourth quarter. And it was just big play after big play that the Rams were able to make, and the 49ers weren't. And now they're 1-2, which is kind of shocking.
Yeah, no Puka, no Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, I have a fun stat for you. This is more to our. I've said it for many years. I think people are starting to come along with it. Matthew Stafford, Hall of Famer. Matthew Stafford has 99 total wins in his career as a quarterback. How many of those wins did he need a game-winning drive to win?
It's going to be a lot of them, I think. I'm going to say 60.
No, not 60, but 45. So almost half of his
still a lot.
Games. Yeah, almost half of Matthew Stafford's wins have needed Matthew Stafford to have a game-winning drive.
Yeah, I mean,
he's sixth all-time in game-winning drives and fourth-quarter comebacks. He's the active leader in both right now in the NFL. He's got 45 game-winning drives, 36 comebacks. It's crazy.
But also, you could say that he's just been really shitty in the first two quarters.
That you could, or he played on shitty teams and he had to carry them.
Yeah.
So Matthew Stafford's an absolute baller when it comes down to late game situations. You need a big play.
I got a question for you, Big Cat.
Yeah.
You're a 49ers fan. Panic button. Where is it? Where is it in your house? Is it on your desk?
I'm gonna look at their schedule. No, they play the Patriots next week.
Okay, yep. So they're good. They're good.
That's a get right.
But I always like to do this. Like, imagine yourself as a fan of another team and what you would have felt about that team at the start of the year, looking at the schedule.
Well,
you probably had the Vikings as a W. You probably had this game against the Rams as a W because
you might have had that as a.
But you beat McVay.
Yeah.
Historically.
Yeah. No, this is definitely not a good start for them. We said it. I can't remember who before the season with Prisco maybe, but they were the number one, like, vibes might be off team because of all the holdouts, because of the fact that they've been right there every single year and they've fallen short, and eventually the air has to come out of the balloon. And yeah, that's a bad start.
Yeah, the vibes aren't good. But a lot of it is also because you're missing Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big part of it, I would say.
Yeah, Jordan Mason, fine player, not Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
Everyone thought maybe he could be Christian McCaffrey. He's not Christian McCaffrey.
And then, is it too soon to have the Brock Purdy contract discussion?
Oh, is this actually a good start for the Niners?
Yeah.
Because now they could maybe get him for cheaper.
What does it matter? Because if you have,
I thought he played well today without a lot of weapons.
No, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if they miss the playoffs somehow, he did play well.
No, because here's how it works in the NFL.
It doesn't help their case whether he plays well without the stars playing.
True.
Yeah, if you have a quarterback and you plan on that guy being your quarterback and not making a change, then you have to make that quarterback the highest paid quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
So, like, if you have an average guy that you don't plan on moving on from, boom, now he's super rich.
That's a fact. That's how it works. That's how business is done.
Because guess what? You got to pay him.
Got to pay him. He's got to get $1 more than Dak.
Yeah, I don't think Brock Purdy would do that. I don't think he'd play the dollar game.
No, I don't think so either. But
also taxes in California.
And no one's NFL career is guaranteed.
Yeah.
So you want to get that money. Yeah, we can't do that to Brock Purdy. We can't be like, Brock Purdy, such a nice guy.
He should get $10.
He's a farm boy.
That's what I would do.
He really only needs a couple million.
I'd request $2 more than Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Or just a huge farm.
Yeah.
Buy us some land. Yeah, but Rams, Sean McVay, kitchen sink game. That's the type of dude he is. He was very pumped up. You saw how animated he was.
Yeah, in the locker room after the game too.
Yeah. Okay. Lions 20.
The beard's looking good, by the way, for McVay.
Yes.
Those PRP injections.
Yeah.
Nice job,
It's
Sean.
not natural, but it doesn't matter. Lions 20, Cardinals 13. We had the pitch play. Ben Johnson in his bag was awesome. Perfect.
Yeah, it needs to be done more often.
Yeah.
I think we told Dan Campbell to do that.
Yeah. So the Lions, this is a weird game because the Lions dominated the first half. Jared Goff I think he had a perfect passer rating in the first half. Looked like they were going to score 1 million points. They kind of stalled out in the second half.
Well, wait. At the end of the first half,
Yeah.
there was a big play that happened. So there was, I believe it was either a pick six. I think it was a pick six that Jared Goff threw.
Yes.
That got called back.
2-minute warning.
Because it was the 2-minute warning. And according to many screenshots that I've seen, I have not gone back and watched the full videos, but screenshots from the opposing fan base are good enough for me in a court of law. And Cardinals fans have the clock at 2 minutes and 1 second when the ball was snapped.
Oof.
And the refs blow it dead. That could have been a big play right there.
That could have been a huge play.
Yes.
That was a huge play. But yeah, the Lions looked incredible in the first half. Then their offense kind of stalled out, but their defense was playing great. Kyler Murray, it felt like the Cardinals, the entire second half. The first half, I think we all sat down and were like, this is going to rock. These two offenses look like they're humming. It's perfect. It's going to be so much fun to watch. And then the second half was essentially Lions get a couple first downs, punt. Cardinals get the ball, take 3 deep shots, punt.
Yeah.
And then they just did that the whole second half.
Yeah, and it was also a Jack Fox legacy game for the Lions.
Did he go off?
Jack Fox went off. AWL punter for the Lions. He had 5 punts, 4 inside the 20, and a long of 68 on the other. Big game by the punter. Punt to win sometimes.
Beast. Yeah, the Cardinals offense essentially was deep shots that didn't work because last week Kyler was 5 for 5 on them. This week he was 1 for 7, and you could tell like they doubled Marvin Harrison after he scored his touchdown. Lions I feel like this was more Lions defense, and the Lions also got back to basics of just pounding the rock because Montgomery and Gibbs both had over 80 yards.
I'd say best running back tandem in the NFL.
Who would be up there? I don't know who else. Braylon Allen, Breece Hall. I saw memes look up at me.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
They're pretty good.
What about Izzy? 3-headed monster.
I'm sure he'll be cut soon.
Oh, will he?
Yeah.
I don't think there's. Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, and also the Lions. Yeah, they might not be scoring like crazy amounts of points like they have in the past. Their defense is one of the best in the entire NFL.
Yeah, their offenses looked clunky. It's looked good at times, and then at other times just stalls out, which I think they'll fix. But this was more. They got back to their basics of running the ball, and I thought they were going to do that in this game, and it's got to feel good to get back on track after that weird game against the Bucs.
I think they're also missing Josh Reynolds.
Yes. I said it before the season. I was like, he's the one piece that he was a big piece of their offense that you now are expecting Jameson Williams to step up, and he's a different receiver than Josh Reynolds. But Josh Reynolds was an unheralded guy.
He was like the 14-yard guy.
Very important.
Mr. 14 yards.
Yeah, and Laporta got banged up, which didn't help.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lions look good. Speaking of which, so the next game, the Lions, so the Seahawks 24, Dolphins 3. I didn't have a lot on this game because it was pretty much over the minute the DK scored that long touchdown. And I am getting very close to buying in on the Seahawks. I am very excited for Monday Night Football next week when the Seahawks play the Lions because that will be the test. Because I was thinking about it. Mike McDonald seems to be a very good head coach in 3 games. He was obviously great with the Ravens last year. The Seahawks offense has moments where it looks awesome, has also had moments where, got safetied a billion times against the Broncos, was in a rock fight with the Patriots into overtime. So it's there. It's just got to be ironed out. Their defense, I think, is for real. I need to see it against the Lions because they easily beat Skylar Thompson. They beat Jacoby Brissett, and they beat Bo Nix in his first start.
Also, Tim Boyle.
Tim Boyle. So I want to see it, but I'm dangerously close to believing in the Seahawks.
I think that they're a very well coached team.
Yeah,
you can just tell sometimes.
But they
do the small stuff against bad teams.
Skylar Thompson, Jacoby Brissett, and Bo Nix, which
bad teams.
You play who you would play.
Yeah, but they seem to be run in a competent manner.
I'm very close to buying in on them.
I haven't seen anything that McDonald's done that has made me go, "What the fuck is this? What's this guy doing?"
Yeah,
he seems to be in control at all times on the sideline.
Yeah, and he's made adjustments. Even that first half against the Broncos, week 1, they came out and they were lights out in the second half. But yeah, I'm gonna say the Seahawks Lions game is gonna be the winner of that game. I'm gonna be like, okay, they're ready for a deep run.
Yeah. Now, if you're the Dolphins, how quickly do you make a call about Russ?
We got Tyler Huntley,
Tannehill.
Tyler Huntley's already signed.
Yeah, but Tannehill's out there.
I don't think you can bring back Tannehill.
He knows how to get to the stadium.
Yeah. The Dolphins are going to end up being the bummer team of the year because I don't even know what. I mean, if we did the Colin Cowherd analogy, you have a Lamborghini and a 5-year-old is driving it.
Yeah.
With no offense to our guy Skylar Thompson, but yeah, Skylar Thompson is not ready for that type of horsepower.
He's a Power Wheels kind of guy.
Yeah.
He's got the Lamborghini, but it's Power Wheels.
He's not ready for that type of horsepower. Tim Boyle was actually, he came in relief and wasn't that bad. I like Tim Boyle.
Yeah.
I do.
I think Tim Boyle might be the best third-string quarterback in the NFL.
He's been on like 8 teams in the last 3 years. I like any guy who can somehow stick around 8 teams in 3 years.
Yeah, it is a skill set.
I actually got to look it up.
Being a second-string quarterback, that's its own skill set compared to being a starter, being like a career backup. But if you're Tim Boyle, who has been the backup on so many different teams, that just means you're probably a cool guy.
Yeah. All right, so I was wrong a little bit. He's been on 6 different teams. He went Packers, Lions, Bears, Jets, Texans, Dolphins.
Yeah.
I like Tim Boyle. He finds a way to stick around. He's finding a way to stick around.
I also feel like Tim Boyle, he matches the skill set of a lot of backup quarterbacks pretty well. So like going from second string to third string with Tim Boyle, you're not having to change your offense around.
Yeah. He's also he's the prototypical backup quarterback.
Yeah.
In demeanor, look, everything. Tim Boyle. He's almost like a AI version of a backup quarterback.
But you're right. The Dolphins bum me out big time.
Big time
right now. Because you know that they could be fun.
They could be so much fun, and this could have been a fun game, and it's just, maybe this is a credit to Tua if the Dolphins keep going for. We said it on Friday. The minute the Dolphins coach and then some of the players saying Skylar Thompson's a different guy this time around, you knew it wasn't true.
Yeah, he said he's a different man. He's run our plays in a walkthrough setting probably more than anybody on our team.
It's just not true.
But
if
also,
you have to say he's a different guy this time around, no, chances are it's almost like a guy trying to get like a second chance after cheating on his significant other. Like, I'm a different man.
Yeah,
no, you aren't. Probably not.
I'll write a book about it.
Yeah,
trust me.
Probably not.
But no, that was actually a quote from McDaniel. He said that he's run our plays in a walkthrough setting probably more than anybody on our team.
Yeah. But
correct me if I'm wrong, the Dolphins have a lot of speed that doesn't really translate at all to a walkthrough.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's having a Lambo.
Mm-hmm.
And he basically, he had a Lambo and he was driving it in like a 15-mile-an-hour school zone.
So I had the under in this game, so I went 1-1. What are the standings for everybody else?
I think I had a bad week.
I was 1-1.
I got a bad week.
Panthers.
I lost the Rams, and I got the under tonight in Washington, Cincinnati, 47.
Okay.
I think I had a bad week.
Big Cat over.
Yeah,
Bears,
Atlanta plus
L,
3.5.
Atlanta plus 3.5. L.
Get ready to learn Bachelor Party.
No, you were in first, though.
No, I wasn't. I was in second, tied with everyone. It's early. Bad week, though.
Turns out a lot of our fans are getting married.
Yeah.
I was shocked.
Man card.
Yeah. It's going to be fun for whoever loses, but not really.
The picking, I don't know how how it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's going to be
I'm
not looking
we've gotten thousands.
People keep sending
tens of thousands, maybe.
No one's looking until months from now.
Yeah,
months.
So stop sending.
Yeah, you're not gonna. It's not even gonna get eyes on it now.
It's gonna be like a holy
dude,
shit.
Me and my 14 buddies are going to X place for a bachelor party. No one's gonna look at it.
Yeah, we'll have to do like almost a dating show to figure out who we're compatible with.
You gotta find the chillest bro.
Yeah.
Or maybe the least chill bros. The winners should get the pick.
I agree with that.
Oh,
I agree with that. That's a good take.
What was your record this week?
I'm 0-1 right now.
Okay. Just making sure. I thought you were
first place gets to choose.
First place gets to choose? Okay, that's fine. That's gonna be fucked up if someone fucks someone.
How could you fuck someone?
I don't know.
What wouldn't you want to hear?
Depends on where the bachelor party is. It has to be in the U.S.
Has to be in the U.S.
It has to be in the U.S.
I like that. So Hawaii.
Can't have someone.
So Hawaii.
Hawaii's in play. Anchorage.
Alaska.
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Guam.
those places. Who does their bachelor party in Hawaii? That'd be crazy.
Be fun.
Hawaiians.
It's crazy expensive.
Maui Invitational.
Maui Invitational.
That'd be a sick bachelor party.
That would be. You've said that before?
I've said that before.
Interesting. Interesting. Okay. Last game, Ravens-Cowboys. Ravens 28, Cowboys 25. Do the Cowboys stink? They might.
I think their defense stinks.
So Cowboys' last 3 home games, they've given up 143 yards rushing, 190 yards rushing, 274 yards rushing today. That's going back to the Packers' loss in the playoffs. They have given up in their last 3 home games in 11 first-half possessions, 10 touchdowns.
Yeah, obviously one of those was against the Packers in the playoffs, and the Packers just kind of do that to the Cowboys in the playoffs all the time. But the games against the Saints and the Ravens, their defense, Mike Zimmer has looked like he's lost on the sidelines, which somehow he's only coached really indoors, and he's always sunburned.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with that. But the Ravens just had their way with him in the first half.
Ran all over him.
All over him. And then in the second half, the Ravens did what the Ravens kind of sometimes do, which is give up leads.
Yeah, they get hit by a blue shell in Mario Kart.
Yeah, and it almost happened. It felt like it was going to happen for a little bit today.
It did.
I mean, the Ravens, good for them for winning. They needed to win bad. They could not start 0-3.
So bad. Yeah, and they came out like a team that needed to win. The Cowboys came out like a team that they think they're just really good. And they're not on defense anymore.
I can't believe we didn't bring this stat up. Bad job by us. Lamar Jackson now 21-1 against the NFC.
Oh, wow. Yeah. He kills them.
He kills the NFC. Yeah.
Absolutely kills them. Hard to game plan for him. We also had a passing of the torch in this game. We've talked about it, but Justin Tucker missing a 46-yarder and Brandon Aubrey making a 65-yarder. I think it's official.
Washed.
Yeah. Brandon Aubrey's the new GOAT.
His 65-yarder, it was so casual, too.
So casual.
It would have been good from 66.
Easily.
Yeah.
But
he's got a fucking howitzer on his leg.
Do we think Jerry, what do we think the vibe is with Jerry? Is he freaking out?
Is he looking up penis length for any players that are coming out next year's draft?
That video did drop. I don't know when it was taken, but it was him and Jamie Foxx, and he was just talking about his players' penis sizes.
Well, the most shocking part to me about that video, I think he was talking about Deuce Vaughn, who's their running back.
Yeah.
He said he's 5'8.5" with an 8.5-inch long dick, which that's weird for a lot of reasons. A lot of reasons for your team owner to say that. I think it's also weird because like 8.5 inches, that's a great dick. That's an outstanding dick. But
incredible dick. One of the best dicks.
But if you're Jerry Jones, I wouldn't imagine that 8.5 is like blowing your mind. If you've been in locker rooms your entire life, is that noteworthy? It probably looks bigger on.
Yeah, no,
on
that's
Deuce.
Totally a
damn big
in
dick
relation
over here.
No, I'm saying
What are you?
8.5
inch dick's a big dick.
I'm not saying like if I were hanging out with you guys, you guys see this guy's cock? It's 8.5 inches. No, like I would reserve that for this dude's got a foot long cock.
You've lost me a little.
Yeah,
I'm saying bringing up 8.5 inches.
Foot long cock?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for as many dicks as Jerry Jones has seen in these locker rooms, because apparently he takes notice of these things. For him to like stand up and say to Jamie Foxx, like, this guy's dick is 8.5 inches long. That's
a notable size.
I think that's notable no matter what.
It's a outstanding penis.
I think that's notable no matter what.
But
I don't think there's a lot. I don't think they make them much bigger than that.
But
I think you can brag about an 8.5 inch dick.
Well, okay. Do you think do you think that he's seen it like full mast? Or now, if it's 8.5 inches flaccid, that's noteworthy.
Probably not.
That's noteworthy.
Well, I would imagine that's how he's seen it. And I do think that no matter what, 8.5 inches is very big.
Oh, I'm not saying it's not.
But you're saying Jerry Jones shouldn't be impressed by it?
No, I'm saying Jerry Jones, like, it's weird that he brought that up to just Jamie Foxx.
Yeah, of course. That's the whole point of the video is it's weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Right. That's the video is like Jerry Jones is a weirdo.
Yes, we agree on that.
I don't know where we got lost.
Okay, where we got lost is that I'm thinking that Jerry Jones
has
seen way bigger, and so for him to just drop
again,
that,
I think 8.5. That's big no matter what.
I agree with you.
I feel like you're not impressed by 8.5 inches. Yeah. I feel like you must have taken a lot bigger.
Hog reveal?
I'm impressed. 5 foot 8.5 inches. How much do you think I could get for a hog reveal? Probably like $40-$50.
Way more.
Yeah.
Way more. Good for the Ravens. Should we talk the Chiefs won another game? I can't believe they called that stretch play.
Yeah, that was a boneheaded play.
That sucked.
The Falcons felt like a team of destiny going into this game.
Yes.
On Arthur Blank night, nonetheless.
And they could have won that game so easily, but the Chiefs just do it. They just find ways to do it, and they just win games like this. And the Falcons had 2 chances because they got stopped at the goal line too. God damn, that's a bummer. Falcons could have been very fun.
Yeah, we saw Carson Steele and Crocky J make his return.
Yep.
Crocky J had the rubber band around his mouth, and it looked like he was doing an Andy Reid impression.
Yeah.
I thought it was. You remember like Baby Andy Reid?
Yes.
I thought this was just like reptile Andy Reid that they were showing. But
Crocky
no, that's
J.
Crocky J, who's an alligator, by the way,
Yep.
not a crocodile.
Yep.
The Chiefs, they just seem like if you have a close game against them, they're going to win every time.
Every time.
Every single time.
I said it at halftime. I was like, this is a game the Chiefs are going to end up winning, even though the Falcons have looked a little bit better. And it's not even the worst part about the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, I've been saying for a while now, Chiefs fans need to just embrace the fact that they are like the Death Star and they can't do we had a bunch of bad years and all that stuff. You guys just embrace it. It feels like Chiefs haven't even played like an A+ game.
They haven't.
That's the most disappointing part, is that like they have not played an A+ game and they're 3-0.
And they were playing these types of games last year and they were losing those.
Yeah.
And now
everyone's like, "Oh, what's wrong with the Chiefs?"
Yeah. The Chiefs won a Super Bowl without an A+ team.
Yeah. And now they have what seems like closer to an A+ team, and they're like, well, we'll just do like B- games for a while.
Yeah.
Their defense is very good. But yeah, Chiefs 3-0. Falcons are fun. I should say that. Falcons have escaped whatever it was we watched the last 5 years, and they're officially back to being a fun team.
I think the Falcons will be just fine.
Yeah, they have a big. They do the NFC South Gauntlet coming up next 3 weeks. Saints, Bucs, and Panthers.
Yeah, I don't think that Kirk didn't look bad tonight. He had a couple real bad throws, but overall, I think that Kirk is good enough for you to be very optimistic about yourself if you're the Falcons.
That one ending of the half was kind of what screwed them a little bit too, because they had Bijan kick the ball out of bounds.
Yeah,
which I love whenever they do the illegal touching. And then Kirk fumbled the snap, and then the Chiefs were able to get a field goal. And that's how the Chiefs win those type of games, where if you make one single mistake, like, okay, we'll just go get points out of this.
When Kirk like batted the ball forward off the snap, does that count as a pass or is that a running play?
They said it counted as a pass.
Okay, it's a dime.
Yeah. Okay. PFT, why don't you do a couple ads, and then we will talk some Monday night and who's back of the week.
Before we get back to the rest of Part of My Take, it's brought to you by Supercuts. This episode is sponsored by Supercuts. Supercuts knows that it's not super convenient to hear this ad, but what is convenient is getting a haircut at Supercuts. You can check in for a time you want at supercuts.com, or you can just walk in to any of the 2,000 Supercuts locations. What makes Supercuts super? Well, it's got 10,000 stylists who just do their job. They use Supercuts' own technique for cutting hair perfected over decades, and they do it nearly 25 million times a year. That's a lot of reps, and it shows. Supercuts has an incredible average of 4.8 out of 5 stars on Google. Find a salon near you at supercuts.com. Supercuts, real smart hair. This episode's also brought to you by Muggsy Jeans. We're teaming up with Muggsy for an epic giveaway. What's the prize? Well, it is a 2-night all-inclusive weekend getaway for 2 to the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid Hotel in Memphis, Tennessee. Muggsy created 2 exclusive pairs of the Mega Jeans. The Mega Jeans are so sick. They're the widest legs I've ever seen. They have one for me. They have another one for one lucky customer. How do you enter? Well, you place an order at Muggsy.com for any pair of jeans, and you use the code MEGA at checkout. You're going to get $10 off your order of jeans, and you'll be automatically entered for a chance to win the weekend getaway for 2 to the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid Hotel in Tennessee, and you get the one-of-a-kind Mega Jeans as well. You get those, and if you are the lucky winner of the Mega Jeans, you get the weekend getaway for 2. How do you win? Well, one lucky order will randomly receive those Mega Jeans with their order. If you get the Mega Jeans, boom, you win the sweepstakes. You win the trip, plus you get $10 off. If you're going to order a pair of jeans, Muggsy's are the most comfortable jeans in the world. They're the only pair of jeans that I own. I own, I think, 6 or 7 pairs of Muggsy jeans. I don't own any other pairs.
It's all Muggsy now. They feel like sweatpants. They're the best jeans in the world. If you're going to get them, you're going to get $10 off when you use promo code MEGA at checkout. Plus, you get entered to win that trip for 2. And you also win the Mega Jeans. If you get the Mega Jeans, you get the sweepstakes and the trip this weekend only. Don't miss out on your chance to win. Reminder, it's your last chance to place an order at Muggsy.com. Use code MEGA at checkout to enter the giveaway. I might rock the Mega Jeans in the house, in the barn, in Cincy. I need all the clutch I can come up with tomorrow for the Monday Night Football game. So get a pair of jeans from Muggsy, $10 off, and be entered to win the best weekend trip ever to the Bass Pro Shop Pyramid Hotel. It's actually a really, really sweet hotel. Check it out, Muggsy.com.
Okay, Monday Night Football, PFT. Would you like to give your thoughts? You're going to the game.
I'm going to be in the barn.
Yep.
Yes. I've been promised numerous Skyline Chili's. I've been requested to go to Mass. Have you heard of Bengals Mass?
Oh, yes. I've seen the videos. It's pretty awesome.
Is it cool? Is it just church? Am I going to church?
Yeah, a guy comes. They have a big speaker. It's in the tailgate lot. It's pretty cool.
Okay, so yeah, we'll see what happens there. But my diagnosis is that the Bengals are a dangerous team right now. They're dangerous.
They're wounded.
They need a win.
They're a wounded animal.
They need a win. And in years past, I'm not saying this with Jaden, but in years past, in the pre-Jaden era, this is a game that the Commanders would lose by 35 points.
Yeah.
And it would be like the most embarrassing night of the year for me. But the good news is there's 2 Monday Night Football games going on at the same time, so it won't be like the nation's eyes upon me if it's very embarrassing. But again, this is all pre-Jaden. Now Jaden and Dan Quinn, everything's different. We recalibrated. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but the Bengals can't start 0-3.
I agree with you there. I think you got a bad draw going up against a Bengals team that desperately needs a win.
I wish they'd beaten the Chiefs last week.
I know. It feels like they got their mojo back a little bit last week.
Yeah.
I think T. Higgins is going to play.
That's what I heard.
So they're going to have their full arsenal.
Well, we got a really good secondary, Big Cat.
Yeah. Also a really good defensive coordinator going up against a rookie quarterback. Feels like a tough task, but hey, that's why they play the games.
I do think we'll be able to run the ball.
Okay.
So, but ideally, if you want to run the ball, you can't be getting your teeth kicked in at that point.
Yeah. As for the other game, everything tells me the Bills should win this game, and then I just am like, hey, it's the 2024 NFL season, and it feels like every single time we've gotten to a spot where there's a team between 4 and 7 point underdog, they just win outright.
Is it some big scheme about the NFL to make all the Bills Florida games played at night?
I don't know. Maybe.
Taking the sun out of the equation?
Yeah, this one's in Buffalo.
Oh, okay, well, there you go.
Yeah, so this is
big NFL back at it again.
Do you feel the same vibe? Like, the Bills should win this game, and that's why I would probably take the Jaguars, because
it's like
that's just what's been happening.
To me, it's like
they're 0-2. They looked like absolute dog shit. Of course they'll come out and look awesome.
To me, it's like they're also very dangerous right now because they're hungry dogs. Hungry dogs run fast.
It's literally the night of wounded cats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be shocked if the Jags pulled it off.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked either. Okay.
Cat bet.
You're going to do the cat bet?
You gotta.
You got to?
There's 2 money lines.
You got to do the cat bet. How are you going to watch both games? One TV guy.
I have a TV in my kitchen and a TV in my living room, so I can just kind of.
So where are you going to stand, in your hallway?
I'll pace around.
You pace?
Maybe you should get like a ball of yarn.
Like they
get a cat bet.
I can't get eyes on both, but I can watch one, watch the other one.
So you have a TV set up for a hammerhead shark.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect.
Which cat are you most confident in?
The Jags.
Yeah, doesn't it feel like that?
0-2.
Well,
0-2.
So the other cats.
That's what I'm saying. But
I say this, and what I'm going to end up doing is just parlaying the Bills and the Bengals. So just pick one of the underdogs is going to win outright. That's guaranteed.
Just the hungry cat parlay.
Yeah, it's guaranteed. What are you making that face, Max?
Yeah, I just don't think it's going to be the Commanders.
Oh.
What?
Nothing.
Well, we're all saying that.
Yeah.
We've all just been
We
saying
just
that.
said
Max,
that.
did you hear my game preview? I was like, I hope I'm not embarrassed.
Yeah, no, yeah.
We've all said that they're going to lose.
But Jaden Daniels,
He's
so good.
That's different. That's different now.
It is. Everything's different.
Okay, let's do Who's Back of the Week. Roback question, rhoback.com. Promo code TAKE, 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers, shorts, rowback.com. Hank, seems like you don't have a Who's Back of the Week.
No, I did. I don't want to do it immediately after the rowback question.
Okay. So let's.
So
all
I'll
right,
say
you know
golf.
what?
No, I'll say golf.
No.
Golf is back.
Yeah, I was gonna say, how'd you golf today?
Golf is back.
You golfed on a Sunday.
I golf well. Yeah, I mean, Whitney was in town. He wanted to get taken out. It was pouring rain. I tried to get out of it, and I was like, dude, it's pouring rain. It's gonna pour rain all day. And he was like, I haven't golfed in 7 days. I'm down to do it if you do. So I was like, all right,
got to.
But Hank, you didn't want to do it.
You were basically dragged.
Once I got out there, I was happy we did. We only played 8 holes, and then we watched the second half in the clubhouse. Then we came here. So I actually didn't really miss that much football. I was 4 over through 8, so it was a good time.
Yeah, Whitney texted me, I think, when you were in the clubhouse watching. Were you watching all the games or just the Bears game?
It was just cable, so we had the Bears and the Packers on.
Yeah, he said, not even trying to be mean, this guy sucks. And I just replied, I know you said you were not trying to be mean, but that is in fact mean. So it was mean.
It was mean.
Yeah. But
golf is also
golf
back.
was great.
I reported on this podcast not too long ago that the President's Cup was sometime in the summer. Turns out it's this weekend.
Yeah.
Like, it just happened?
No, it's this upcoming weekend.
Oh, I was going to say, I could have totally missed it.
Yeah, Max is locked in.
Max Homa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I gave Max a winner on Saturday. No big deal.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Dodgers look great,
Buffalo
too.
plus 13.
Dodgers look like a team to fucking beat in the NL.
Yeah.
They do. Real team to beat.
Real team to beat.
Shohei, how many home runs has he got now?
63.
53 home runs and 53 stolen
I think he should go for
bases.
60.
I think he should try to go for 60.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's thought about it.
Yeah. Like every time he gets on base, give him the green light.
I just miss playoff baseball. I wish I was involved in playoff baseball.
Same.
Yeah, it is.
By the way, shout out CJ Abrams. That was quite a story. He was out till 8 a.m. gambling in Chicago.
Is that illegal?
Yeah, no.
Well,
it's not
no,
illegal.
but then he got demoted. That like he finished gambling at 8 a.m. and then just immediately got sent down.
Apparently, he may have been still under the influence
When he
Did
showed,
he
well, yeah,
know
because
already?
the Cubs played day games.
It was an afternoon game. Yeah.
It was a 1:20
Maybe
first pitch.
Was it confirmed he was there all night?
Yeah, there was
I was gonna say,
reports
maybe
that he was there
up
till
there.
8
Until 8
a.m.
a.m.
Maybe he woke up early. It was like part of his routine.
Oh yeah, true. Good
Yeah,
point.
good point. Yeah, no,
Good
I
point.
think he was at the roulette table, and I saw a picture that was taken of him at the roulette table, and he was just betting on black. Like you would think that if you're staying at the roulette table for a long time, you're spreading the chips around, you're trying to make it as fun as possible.
Yeah, or he's on a heater. You never know.
He might be. Yeah, I want to know how much he won.
Yeah, because if he won a lot, he could have just said that to his manager.
Yeah, then you can't leave.
Yeah. What was the one you wanted to do?
Shoving a burrito up your ass.
Yeah, that was mine.
Okay, so you can do it.
Yeah, this is just. I'll just do it right now. This is just the trend of college football this year. Is just it started with the FSU guy who didn't eat the poop, but then a K-State fan said that if they lose to BYU, he will shove a five layer Taco Bell burrito up his ass. Seems like this guy's actually going to do it. Like he was making videos, like
There's
he's
no
going to
way.
do it. What do you mean? I mean, it can't. That's not that. Like you just shove it up there, and then you're like, all right, I did it. Like
Why don't you think there's any way, Hank?
Yeah, I guess. Or it's more like, is he going to show that?
I don't know.
Yeah, what platform can he show that on?
Also, is it possible? I feel like it's just gonna like fall apart.
Right, I know that's,
Yeah.
but that's all you do, and then you say,
Yeah, I
"Leave me
get it.
alone."
Yeah.
I did.
How many inches is a 5-layer burrito?
It's only 8.5.
Yeah,
Take that like a champ.
this is just the new. This is new college football. This is the story of college football this year.
I think if you want to get 8.5 inches of a 5-layer burrito up your ass, you got to put it in the freezer for a little bit.
Yeah,
Right?
that's I think
Or just
so.
a lot of hot sauce.
A lot of hot
Yeah,
sauce.
a lot of hot sauce.
Yeah, but yeah, this is and I think he also did it because it was on late night games. It's like people won't remember, but they got fucking killed by BYU.
I also think he wanted to do it.
I think so too.
I think that these guys, now these guys are just like, I think if I say I'm going to do something crazy, I'll just.
They need to start doing like KB's been doing it. I think he said that if the Jets lose by 21 on Monday Night Football against the 49ers to open the season, he was going to go to Punta Cana.
Yeah.
Those are the bets you got to do. Could you imagine the horror?
No.
Having to go on vacation?
No, yeah, but if BYU was really about that Mormon life, if they saw this bet, they would have not won that game.
Right.
No, sir, we'll save you.
Yeah. Yeah, they should.
Don't sodomize yourself, sir.
Yeah, but there was actually, I mean, it's now gotten so far into the culture that like BYU was tweeted out "Live Moss."
Oh, I love that.
and there were signs at the game. So I mean, I like it. I just
They gotta start doing them.
Yeah, no, we're gonna end up in something horrific happening, but I'm here for it. I will watch.
Mm-hmm.
And I say this as my pinky team just had maybe the win of Sunday against the 49ers.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah. No, I would actually be a little bit nervous about that.
Yeah,
I would.
No shit.
Because the Rams won this game.
And it's Sean McVay.
Yeah.
They've literally proven they can win a Super Bowl.
They're going to get healthy.
Correct. They're going to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Okay, PFT, what's your who's back?
My who's back of the week is fall. Because we're actually officially in fall now.
Yes.
I feel like we've been there for just whenever football is back on. I feel like that's fall.
Yeah.
That's the real start of it. But yeah, we're officially in fall, and the weather I think in Chicago is going to be nice. It's going to be football weather.
I think we're going to get into the
little bit.
70s, like 50s in the morning.
Yeah, and we also remember
sweatshirts, Max.
It was 85 this week.
See, I know, but it's going to rain, and then it's going to get cool, and we're going to get to wear sweatshirts.
now that fall is officially back this weekend. Remember, set your clocks forward.
Yep.
Because it is the autumnal equinox.
It's the Saturday after the start of fall.
Yeah,
And today
so-
was the first day of fall.
So wait, does that mean that we're gonna have to wake up earlier for football?
No, you wake up,
Oh, it's fall back.
fall back.
Okay, all right. So we're gonna
Fall back.
save some time.
Fall back.
All right,
So,
that's
yeah,
awesome. I
That's
can't-
coming up this Saturday.
Make sure to set your clocks.
Yeah.
I'm pumped about that, and also college football was awesome this weekend.
Yeah, it was. We're going to talk about all of it on Wednesday. But it was great. I had a great time going to Auburn. Cool place.
Yeah.
Very cool place. That place is
I was there for Thanksgiving once.
it's like it's basically if you just close your eyes and imagine an SEC campus, that's it. What were you there for Thanksgiving?
Dixie tour.
Oh,
Spent Thanksgiving in an RV park.
In Auburn,
Yeah, we went hunting.
that rocks.
The plains of
Beautiful
Alabama.
fall. All the leaves were orange. It was a good vibe.
The downsides
we went
of
great
hunting
vibe.
and watched football and tailgated.
Yeah,
I got to put the El Camino in storage. That's a summer drive.
it is.
I can't have that out in fall weather.
Yeah. Anything from the booth? Any who's backs? Max,
we
no
never
wedding
do.
this weekend?
No, this is my bye week. Season
Hell
finale.
yes.
Season finales this weekend.
You got to finish strong.
The Kisser's getting married this
What?
weekend. Yep.
Wow.
You have to kiss him.
Of course.
The first kiss. You have to.
The first kiss, post kiss.
No, the first kiss.
Yeah, that's true.
You may
up
kiss
behind
the
him.
bride. Yeah.
Yep.
Are you in the wedding?
I am.
So you can. You'll be in position.
Yeah, I guess.
Or do you have any jobs? Are you bearing a ring?
No, I think I'm an usher.
Okay.
So I don't.
Yikes! Not great these days.
Do you do the thing? Do you when you're in a wedding party? Do you joke with the groom right before? Because I've been in a few wedding parties and I'll always before just being like, hey, you want to just get the fuck out of here? We can. Like, no problem. I'll just do it with you. We'll get the fuck out of here. You got to give him that option.
This will be the first one that I'm in the party with a friend. Like, I've only been it with my brothers.
Got it.
So it'll be
Give him that option. It's fun. It breaks the ice.
Yep.
And it's never happened where someone's like, yeah, let's get out of here. But I would do it.
Yeah.
For the story. Just be like, let's fucking get out of here.
Have
Let's
you guys
get out of here and we'll pretend none of this happened.
Have you ever been to a wedding where they do the "Speak Now or Forever Hold Your Peace" thing, or is
Yeah.
that just in movies?
No, they do it, but they just say it and then no one says anything.
I don't think I've ever been at a wedding where that's actually said.
It would be cool.
Yeah. Can you imagine if like you actually had the goods to break it up and
Actually, the loser of the picks
Should
pool
have
will
to-
have the chance to not forever hold their peace.
yeah, don't keep
Yeah, they'll
that
find
shit.
out the drama at the bachelor party, and then they can.
Rat on everyone. All right. Good show, boys. Numbers.
9.
70,
Whoa.
77.
Bad juju.
That was a lot of numbers. You guys didn't wait to talk.
77.
9.
99
Oh, he's back.
21.
I'll go with 18 for Caleb. 40.
Damn.
Love you guys.